have four jerseys. I only have four jerseys. I've already worn all four of them. I can't. I gotta. I gotta rock the baby Billy today.
Hey, Marlon, can we discuss how you just like cold cut us last week out of fucking nowhere? You just
Yeah,
fucking
no,
ended the
for
feed.
real.
We were in the middle of
Cameron
talking.
was pissed. He was like,
Is that my fault? I'm sorry. We're live right
You could
now,
have
but
you could have said
no,
something.
no, I didn't want to. How about
Fine.
that? I didn't want to. You should know I used to hang up on people mid sentence on the
I
phone.
mean, that's true.
So
"Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
true.
You learn your audience
that's
better, bro.
legit.
Learn your
Yeah,
audience
that's
better.
legit."
So we got a lot to talk about today. A lot of it is just randomness. We can start NFL, NBA wise, and just talk sports, and then just kind of have fun with it. Gentlemen, as you can see, I have my Jalen Ramsey jersey on because the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing for the AFC North tonight at 7:20 Central Standard Time against the Baltimore Ravens. TJ Watt is a full go. Lamar Jackson is a full go. Uh, Tua is still going to be the Dolphins quarterback next year because Isaiah, he loves playing quarterback for Isaiah, but it is a well-rounded Sunday to finish out football. Everybody's upset at their fan base. And guess what? This is the last time that some of you get to watch your favorite team play
That's right.
until
Not all
September.
of us though. Not all of us though,
Yeah,
baby.
only
Let's
one of
go.
us here actually, maybe. It just depends. But
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, we don't know
uh,
yet.
no, we do know.
That's the
Steelers is fucking them up. Which one of you bitch ass niggas want to take 10 any times for it?
I'm not taking. I don't trust Lamar. Not this year.
I
Isaiah?
Although,
am against the
although,
Steelers.
if
No,
all he has to do is take the snap and run 3 steps backwards and hand it to 22,
And hand
it's
Booby
it's
pretty.
gonna
Miles
be
the
a
ball.
We
long. It's
figured
gonna
out
be a.
last week that that's a pretty fucking good game
It's gonna
plan.
be a long game
Still,
for you,
It's a
it
good
Derek.
still
formula to
works.
It's
use.
gonna be a long game for you,
Nobody
Derek.
thought that they were going to win. Nobody thought that we were going to win that game. And then they
Um,
were like, Derek, I'm going to give you the rock 40 times.
I didn't think they were gonna win until I seen that Jordan Love wasn't playing. When I seen Jordan Love wasn't playing, I was like,
But I mean,
Yeah, I like
Malik
Malik
he got
Willis.
Willis is
hurt.
really he's
He did
really
get hurt.
serviceable.
Yeah,
He
that's
did.
why that's the thing. Like Malik Willis gets hurt a lot, so I figured, and he went into that game partially hurt, anyways. So
Yeah.
I knew Jordan Love was not playing fully for a concussion. Malik Willis was sidelined with like a shoulder. He hurt the
Hmm.
shoulder right before half, I think. Bro, I knew what time it was, but I did feel like Baltimore would win because that's the biggest Baltimore thing to do. Remember, they
Yeah.
were up like what 24-10 on New England on Sunday Night Football a couple weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
Derrick Henry
And
fumbled.
they gave away all the church's
Yeah,
money in that game. 1,000%.
yeah.
Um, but to get the NBA and the NFL talks started, Marlon, um, I'm going to start with the NBA. Okay, I'm just going to make it quick. How toxic is Trey Young when it comes to being a part of an organization, as far as how his teammates feel, and as far as his value goes in the NBA? Because remember, Trey Young took the league by storm a couple years ago, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals with the Atlanta team that we all honestly did not think could go that far. And then they got ran over by the Bucks. But what does his future look like in the league? Is he going somewhere else? Atlanta paid him a lot of money to not play. His defense is absolutely non-existent. Yeah, I think Trey Young is on the smaller side for a guard. Great shooter, very ball dominant. So, what does his future look like in the NBA?
I think it depends where he goes. I think
Hmm.
I think a team that needs a point guard, if they get him and they have stuff existing, they'll be fine. Everything that you just said about Trey Young, that's majority of superstars in the league. Luca plays less defense than Trey Young. Luca's what, 6'7", 6'8"? Yeah. So I mean, I honestly I just think Atlanta is not the right organization for him. I think they continue to try to build a team. They continue to try to build around him like he's SGA. He's gonna play a little bit of defense. No, you have to surround him, Luca, Harden in his prime, all those dudes you have to surround with the same type of player. 3-and-D, baby. Play some
Yeah.
defense,
Hmm.
bang a three. Get a rim protector and a rebounder, and let's run. They're not doing that. They want
They
athletic playmakers around him. And it looks like LA with Luca and LeBron and Austin on the court at the same time.
How much of it is how much of it is toxicity from Trey Young, and how much of it is expectation for him to be something he cannot be by the organization? And the reason I ask that is because when I look at Trey Young, I see Steve Nash. The only difference is Trey Young, uh, and I think that in his mind he's better than that, but I don't feel like he is. He does his game is the same. He handles the ball, he can shoot threes, he passes the ball, he plays zero defense. He has to be hidden on defense. And to Marlon's point, if you put him in the right situation, I feel like he can be a star. But Atlanta is not that situation because they want him to be um, like the face of the franchise kind of thing, and I don't think that's him. Like to me, Steve Nash was never the face of Phoenix. It was Amari Stoudemire. Now Nash gets the credit because he got MVPs and stuff, but I mean let's run it back to those MVP seasons. I mean 17 and 11,
We
16 and
ain't got to
10.
do it. I'm a Kobe
You
fan.
know what
We
I'm
don't have
saying?
to
That's
do
what I'm
those.
saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
did
I
he
think
really deserve it, or was it a product of how good that team was when Amari was averaging like 26 a game?
Yeah.
And like I look at a team like Houston. I
Yes.
think if Houston could come away or come up with if they could grasp getting rid of a bunch of picks, I think that Trey Young at Houston would be a good fit. That
because that's
me
the one thing
personally.
Houston doesn't have is a fucking point guard right now.
Yes. And
Van
they have
Vliet
great
is
defenders.
out.
They have
Yeah,
great length, good two way stars, and they have fucking Durant. Sengun could work with Trey.
I
I
agree. I
honestly,
hold on real quick. I agree with everything you said too, Cam. But Beyonce had the best new heart. No. I agree,
of
but I
all
do
time.
right. I do think that the difference, they are very similar players. I think mindset is different. Steve
Yeah.
Nash was okay when Amari got the ball rolling to just throw that mug to him and be like, eat,
Yep. Let him eat.
eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trey ain't doing that as often. So,
Nope.
and I think that's the next step to the progression of his game is being able to roll the ball to somebody that has it going and just being like, I'm gonna go sit my ass in this corner. If you need me, cool. But if you got it going, go ahead.
I
I'm,
also feel like Trey Young's stuck in this mode of hero ball. Like that's what he was
Yep.
at Oklahoma. It's what
Yep.
he's been since the league. And he takes some really sketch, you know, like makes some really sketch decisions in crucial moments.
okay. Well, I mean, I guess the one thing Marlon pointed out was Luca kind of plays the same way. I also believe that teammate involvement, like I think Luca is fine every now and again, like just letting Austin Reeves cook. I don't know if Trey Young has that mindset, but also is that Atlanta's fault because
Mm-hmm.
his most talented player since he's been in the league around
DeJounte
him,
Murray, maybe?
Dejounte Murray, that didn't work.
John
And
Collins
John
can't
Collins,
create by himself.
that didn't work. And
Well,
then
they
you
did
look
have
at
go
they
ahead,
have
sorry.
Reset or however you say his name, and the rookie that they drafted last year has been playing pretty good. And but I also feel like Trey, like I just haven't seen, like when Luca came in. I feel because one, we're always going to compare those two because they were swapped for each other, right? So Trey made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Luca made it to the finals. Luca had that organization started putting more around him, but I don't feel like Trey has a very good approach to how he plays the game at times compared to Luca because I think Luca knows he can get away with some of the shit in creating. I think he's a better creator, but also he has better size. So I think with Trey Young, you're kind of running into the problem of where's that leaf going to turn over for him to kind of defer more. And also, I don't think that Atlanta is the organization for him because they haven't built what they need to build around him. I think, like Cameron said, Houston's probably the best fit for him. Maybe like yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much like Houston.
I
Pretty much
I
Houston,
I agree.
maybe
I agree with you on the
Sacramento.
I agree with the Luka thing, but I will say, as someone who has been watching him more, the box score tricks a lot of people. He'll have 12 assists, but those assists aren't getting people involved. The 12 assists are dribble, 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 dribble,
Driving,
dribble, dribble,
driving
dribble, dribble,
kicks.
dribble, 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 dribble. 3 seconds on the shot clock, I pass it to you, you have to shoot. So that's not really getting people involved. And I do think that Luka's finals versus his Eastern Conference finals is Dallas is still, even though people hated Nico, Dallas is a better organization and it's ran better than Atlanta. It's won a finals, Atlanta hasn't. So that's kind of a difference. I think Trae Young will be fine. I just don't think Atlanta is the correct place for him to, or anybody really, to get their stuff off. Like I think he's gonna have to go somewhere else. He's gonna have to go somewhere else that is a culture shock. And if he doesn't want to, his career is not gonna last as long. But if you look at even guys who were at their peak, Kobe post Shaq, dude was amazing. Understood, if I don't take a backdoor, like if I don't push some of this workload to Powell or Lamar, I'm not gonna get to my height. I've been scoring 40. I've been scoring 80, 81. I've been doing all this stuff, and we're not winning. How do we win? Cool. Trey has to have that metamorphosis of I'm with a couple of guys that I can trust, and maybe I don't. Maybe I'm cool with scoring 14 points one night. Maybe I'm cool with scoring 12 points one night. And then whenever they don't have it going, guess what? Now I'm in my bag, baby, mouse in the house. Yeah, tween, hezzy. And then you can start taking those stupid ass threes. But
Who's the point guard in Minnesota?
Mike
and
Conley,
Edwards.
baby.
Mike Conley,
He
I
said
thought comes off the
Edwards.
bench, don't he?
I think
I
now
think
he
they have
does. Yeah.
oh my God, I forgot because
DiVincenzo is still there, but I don't
yeah,
think
DiVincenzo
DiVincenzo
may start
starts
actually.
either.
I think
I
earlier in
take
the year he did, but I don't know if he
I
does.
take Trae Young in Minnesota. I think that'd be a good fit.
I think it would too.
Nah,
I think it would.
Because even if he gets beat off the dribble, you got Rudy Gobert cleaning up the rim behind
E-
him.
And even if he
they,
is selfish and is as well, and sometimes two selfish motherfuckers kind of bond to
yeah.
like, I'm
I
we
just
gonna yeah, I think it would be fine.
I just don't think like
And yeah,
with all due
DiVincenzo is their
respect,
start.
I
DiVincenzo is their starter. Sorry, my fault.
Okay.
I don't think that Luca or Trey are ever going to amount to anything spectacular in basketball because when they were growing up, James Harden ball was, I mean, that was it in the league. That's when James Harden was, that's why they play the way they do. And so neither one of them can play off the ball. And running a system with either one of them too, like Kobe accepted a system and then went away from it because he felt like he had to do it all and prove a point. And then when he realized he couldn't win without that system, he went back to it. And he was willing to do that. He sacrificed, to your point. I just don't see Luca and Trey doing that because when they were coming up through high school and college, James Harden style of play, that ISO dominant style of play was super popular. And that's, I feel like, who their game is modeled after. And I don't think that kind of play is ever going to win.
I agree, but I will say I've seen Luca do it when he was with the Mavs. Whenever they beat the Thunder in the playoffs, I feel like he didn't fully give the game away, but there were a lot of big stretches that big time shots weren't even being made by Luca. It was everyone
Yeah, it
else.
was fucking PJ
Yeah,
Washington
yeah.
and
So
Derrick Jones Jr.
I've
Yeah.
seen him do it, and then like to Isaiah's point, I've seen him earlier this year. He trusts Austin Reeves, and he would let Austin start cooking. And I don't know about y'all, but when Austin Reeves starts cooking, I
It's a
get a little
bad
excited, bro.
day. It's a bad day
crazy
for the other
because
team.
you know how it's like a lot of people have the moves in their head that they're going to do before they do it, and it's very easy to tell what they want to do. So you know LeBron wants to do that stupid ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But it
don't think
works.
Austin knows what the fuck he wants to do, but he's just so talented and
He just
skillful.
figures it
And he just
out
finds
as
the
he
ball.
goes.
Yeah, and he's just turning and twisting this shit. So I be watching Austin Reeves, and I'm like, yo, and then he throws up some crazy ass layup and hits an one, or he
I
hits a
think I think Austin Reeves is the most I'm just gonna do some bullshit player I've ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna do some shit. If it works,
I'm a,
cool.
bro is a
I'm gonna
golfer,
figure this
so
shit out. Yeah.
bro. Well,
I'm
he's
gonna
a
figure
golfer,
this
so you
out.
know he's just looking at it and being like, how do golfers
He
look
approaches
yeah,
everything. Yeah,
how do I
differently.
get from here to there? That's all I care
It's
about. I don't care
Yeah.
how I get there, but I'm gonna get
It's
there.
crazy. It's crazy to think about his rise to where he's at. He's like fourth in the All-Star voting. Insane.
Good.
His rise started with one good game with some baddies courtside, and that's all he was talked about for like the first
Nah,
year.
hey, you're right. That's what set him off. Me and my Laker group, we had been chatting about it for a while because we were impressed because like I said, there's only one other guy that Braun has ever mentioned coming out of like training camp and stuff that is cool. Or he expects a lot of, and that was Alex Caruso. So when he was talking about Austin Reeves, I remember Austin Reeves from college. Obviously, he
Yeah.
transferred into
Mhm.
OU, but I remember him from then. And once
He
I
was
seen his
fucking
skill set, I was like, he's off the bench. I was like, he's going to be a problem because they can't fuck with him. And then, like you said, he got a cut. He had gotten a cut, and then they were on the front row, and he
Yeah.
just and they have that edit where Braun was like, "Get him, boy," and then he and then yes, yeah, he was
So I guess the real question on the NBA talk now is who is White Boy of the Year
mm,
for 2025?
mm.
well, it's got to be Austin Reeves, in my
Yeah, but
Hold
opinion.
on now.
It has
Hold
to.
on
It
now.
has to be.
Hold on now.
yeah.
I mean,
Let's
Peyton Pritchard's doing his thing in Boston too, but
well, hold on now. You forgot about Caruso got a ring. Austin don't.
Yeah, but he's been out most of the year. You said this for this year.
For 2025, from January 2025 to December 2025.
I've seen
Who's-
videos of him. I don't know. I don't really watch the Knicks play like that, but there's a little white boy for the Knicks that looked like he got a little spice to him.
Ooh,
I know who you're talking
bro,
about.
what's
I-
his name?
He ain't
He
no
was
he
cooking
ain't
on
no
Christmas Day.
he ain't no Steve Novak, but you know what I'm saying?
He was cooking on Christmas Day. I
He
do remember
was.
that. What the
He
hell was
was.
his name?
I don't remember, but he was
I'm about to
frying.
look at the box score
Yeah.
for that
I
game.
I'd probably say Austin, and it sucks that he's out for a long time. And I mean, I was telling some buddies, and not to harp back to the Steelers, but bro, I can't handle this shit no more. Like this whole what the Lakers are doing, where they're just kind of holding on to Bron, and we all understand this team isn't good enough to truly make a push, and we're just like but we know we just kind of have to wait it out until Bron is done. And I have to do the same thing with Pittsburgh. I can't handle this shit no more.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
God for
one of the
OU,
things
right?
that I wrote out was what will Pittsburgh do to replace
Oh, we can get to
Ayahuasca
that.
Aaron?
We can wait for that until we get to the NFL. But
Oh,
yeah,
no, oh no,
yeah.
I got you. But one of the last things that I was going to bring up about the guy's name is Tyler Kolick, by the way.
Kolick, yeah,
K-O-L.
bro. Oh, with a
Yeah.
K? Oh, yeah,
With a
yeah,
K.
yeah. He
Yeah.
gives you colic, bro. Food's so good, he gives you colic.
But the last thing that I wrote down as far as NBA discussions is who do we have for the early MVP? Way too early MVP.
Shea.
Shea, Luca.
That's the easiest MVP in my opinion because everybody else fucking hurt.
Mm.
Like you can't miss like 17 games or you're ineligible for the award. That's like
I think it's
Wemby's out.
yeah.
Cooper or not Cooper.
Yeah.
I almost said Cooper Flag. Get the dumbest.
Yeah, you're damn
Jokic.
right. Hey, white
Wemby's
boy
out.
of the year
Jokic,
nominee.
Jokic is out.
Yeah, Jokic is
Like,
out. It's
I mean-
it's either SGA or Luca. It's because Luca's number wise is balling. The team not so much. It's still early, so those two would be mine as SGA and Luca. Jokic would have been he would be in there too, but
Bro.
like Cam said,
Is there any discussion to be had about Anthony Edwards though?
yes, but they have to do something. Is the chase to win an MVP always goes like this. You're a hooper. Your fan base watches you hoop night in and night out. They think that you're the best player in the world and you deserve the MVP. It's not until the national media or the national casuals start to realize who this player is that usually they win an MVP. A lot of people know how talented Ant is. That talent doesn't lead to win. And why do you play the game, Isaiah?
To win the game.
Exactly.
To
So
win
you play to win.
championships.
You play to win, and yes, he is, but I would have felt like that Olympic trip had a little bit more effect on who he was and the outcomes that he wanted than it really did.
Mhm.
But again, it's still February, so I want to see more what he does in the moment rather than him getting the MVP. Because doesn't the MVP get awarded after the season now?
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
waited
Fucking
long
thing.
as fuck
They
last
waited
year.
to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yeah, dumb. Do it quickly. Let's get all that shit out the
Or
way
no,
so we can focus on
I'm
basketball.
sorry. It was
They
the second
waited
round.
until like game
Second
one.
round.
I thought it was
Did they or
game
did they
one.
don't they have an NBA
No, it was-
award show after the
it was-
season?
No,
Yeah.
they did that for a couple of years, I thought, and
Okay.
then I
They
know
don't
they
do it no more.
gave SGA his MVP on the court before I think game four of the either game four or game six of the second round in front of Jokic.
Oh, that's painful, but that's
Well, that
still
what was
late.
stupid about that series is they waited
Yeah.
so
You
many
got to sell them
games
tickets,
because
baby.
I think they were really trying to play up and see who was going to win it. So the NBA was like, let's just drag our fucking feet. Every other award had been announced, like beginning of the first round, and then that one specifically, they waited way too long to actually announce.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll mention about the NBA is, holy fuck, guys, the Toronto Raptors are winning games again.
Brandon Ingram, baby,
Hmm.
tiny dog. What you talking about?
That nigga's cooking right now.
Yeah, yeah.
He
He's
got he got
good.
Glorilla. He got Glorilla and started hooping.
Bro, all these dudes is growing up and getting girls, and then they just start hooping. Cause Clay, I was sure Clay was going out the league, and the other night that boy was out there just so
I know
yeah,
Meg's been
Meg
cooking
threw it
up
on
some
him. She
good
threw it on
meals.
him. Nah, they be lying. I'm not even gonna lie. I heard was it Clay's dad? I think they was talking to him around Christmas
Hmm.
and he was like, yeah, she cooked Christmas dinner and it was the best dinner ever. I was like, this motherfucker capping. There's no way, bro. You do not have
She
to
ain't
say
got
that.
time to cook.
Well, I mean, even if she does, like, it's cool. You could have just been like told the truth. It's a cool dinner, bro. Like, it was good. I'm glad she did that.
It
But
was
the best
alright.
ever, bro.
It's because it's Meg's
Meg's not
dad.
really known for her cooking. You dig what I'm saying? Like, maybe she can throw down. Maybe her family lineage, maybe they can throw down. But like, I'm gonna play the odds in this one. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna play the odds. Anyways, pivoting over to NFL, I wanted to start NFL wise to just go down and first talk about the some of these coaches that are either reportedly or we feel like are on the hot seat, and talk about what do we think happens for them next year. Do you think they'll be coaching in the same spot? Do you think they get moved? Do you think any of that? Now, with that said, I don't know all these head coaches' names. So I'm just gonna say that, like Arizona, I don't know who the fuck their head coach is. So yeah, but I'll just say Arizona's head coach. You think he'll still be there? Anyways, so we're gonna start at the top of this ESPN thing, and it's if John Harbaugh loses to the Steelers tonight, do you think he stays in Baltimore or he is elsewhere next year?
I think he stays, and I understand that we've been having this discussion all year about Harbaugh. Um,
Wait, let
is
me paint the
he?
picture for you real quick. Well, let me paint the picture for you real quick. Is when I say is there a chance? Imagine the Steelers 40-0 Baltimore tonight. Obviously,
Mhm,
we're not playing the odds here, but say
mhm.
it's 40-0. He gets embarrassed in Pittsburgh for the division with the roster that he came into the season with. Do you think that Baltimore at least is like, it's been the same shit? You beat Pittsburgh last year, but then we sold, and then the year before that we went to Buffalo and we sold, and then the year before that we sold, and then like at what point do you say something has to change here because we're wasting Lamar? Or do you say let's start all the way over and get rid of Lamar? It's one of those, but which ones do you think they go with because they just signed Lamar?
I honestly think it's more of a Lamar discussion than a Harbaugh discussion, and I'm going to tell you why. The one thing that's been consistent with Baltimore is the way that they compete because of the culture that he's built around them. Now, the play of Lamar doesn't always look consistent, at least from these last 2 years to this year. This year, he's been in and out of the lineup. I think Lamar was actually progressing at an insane clip over these past 2 years, and then this past year, he hasn't been on the field, and when he does play, he's not playing that well. I don't think it's looked at as, oh, we need to move on from Lamar because, well, one, they just threw a bunch of fucking money at him. I truly believe that it's a discussion of, hey, we got to retool some stuff. I think on the defensive side of the ball, because at the beginning of the season, they were the worst defense of the league. Now they've been playing better, they've been improving. You got to think at one point in time, the Ravens were like 2-7 or one and
They were one.
six or
They were
something.
1-7.
Or 1-7. Okay, and now they have a chance to still make the playoffs. So I don't. I think that's a coaching thing because they're winning with Snoop Huntley playing quarterback. So it's not even a. They're still competing at a decent clip, and I think that's directly. as a
Yeah,
result of Harbaugh, though.
yes, but would you also agree to this? And obviously, hopefully, we do not go this long with every coach. But
Yeah.
whose decision was it to start Cooper Rush over somebody else when Lamar first went down? Harbaugh. So those
Mm.
L's on the schedule, you could say, are directly
Yeah.
associated with the decision to who to go with your backup quarterback slot. They didn't
Well,
win with
Snoop
Cooper
Huntley
Rush.
wasn't signed yet
Right, because
at the
they just
beginning
let
of
him
the
go. So
season.
that's
Hmm.
organizational. So um some of that does have to fall on your head coach because
Yeah.
it's a consistent. So whenever
Hmm.
I don't think I mean the reason I'm cool with them moving on from John Harbaugh is because what have you done to keep him? You're fine with just getting to the like let's be real. What is the Ravens standard? Is it getting to the playoffs and getting your shit kicked in, or is it being special? It's being special. So since it's
Yeah.
being special, if you're not being special, your fan base is going to look at you differently than, no disrespect, Cameron, if the Jacksonville's fucking suck. If Jacksonville fucking sucks, they're like, what are we going to do to turn it around? If Jacksonville were only to have won 9 games this year and missed the playoffs, it's like, hey, at least we're building. You win
But
9 games
see,
in Pittsburgh, Baltimore, New England, Kansas, like you lose 9 games there, they don't care. So my point for Harbaugh is how much more do you think the Ravens fans are going to take before the organization has no other chance but to move on from him because the fans stop going to games, they stop traveling, they stop buying merch, and it affects your bottom dollar. So you have to move on from him. At what point do you get to that place?
I think we're talking
I,
about them as like a dumpster fire, but it's just a bad year.
Right, but I'm saying it's been that. Even like you're right, you're down. They've had down seasons. Not down, but they've been competing. They have a chance to go to the AFC or to the playoffs. They won a
Hmm.
playoff game even though it was against Pittsburgh last year and everybody kills the Steelers in the playoffs. But like when's the last time that you can remember thinking that Baltimore was coming into the season or into the playoffs and saying they're going to make noise as opposed to, well, if Lamar doesn't turn the ball over, they may be,
Yeah.
or maybe they don't have enough wide receivers, or their defense isn't very good anymore. So, at what point do you build a team to come into the playoffs to say we have fucking Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, we're gonna win the game? Essentially,
I,
I'll
that's
let.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think with Harbaugh, he's been too successful. He's won a ring, and it doesn't. He's had completely different styles of offense in the years he's been there. He had an offense that runs the ball heavy but has a pocket passer in Joe Flacco, and then he's had an offense that runs zone read concept with Lamar, and he's been highly successful with both styles. Um, I'm kind of on board with Isaiah. I think there's um, a lot being said about one bad season. Um, and what I mean by that is, if there's smoke around Harbaugh, shouldn't there be smoke around Knucklehead in San Francisco, who continually gets there and doesn't finish?
Yes and
I
no.
think the only thing that would save
Lamar, that's the
Shanahan this year, well, the thing that saves Shanahan is the expectation of the season after all those injuries.
he dealt with hella
Him
injuries just
still,
So
like them.
yeah,
He dealt with injuries like them, and up until week 18, they were just playing for the number one seed in the NFC, as opposed
right,
to we might not even make the playoffs.
yeah.
That's
right.
why. There's a gap
That
But
there.
at least for this season, I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. But
what I'm
Shanahan
saying is
discussions.
it's
Yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is um um I just feel like Harbaugh has done so much for the organization. And if this is the year that you part ways with him because Lamar was out for so damn long and your defense was banged up and not very good at the beginning of the season, if you're gonna have that standard with him, who also came back, like Isaiah said, and has put them in a position to possibly win the division and make the playoffs after starting 1-7, to me that's comparable to what Shanahan's doing in San Francisco with all his injuries. Now, I don't give a
Shanahan's
fuck about
also
either
going.
one of
I
them
was gonna
because
say
Jacksonville went over there and whooped their ass. So fuck them.
Shanahan's also going to Super Bowls, so that's a little bit different. But
Yeah, but Shanahan didn't have to go through Kansas City to get there.
I
The NFC, with all due respect, has not been Buffalo and Kansas City for the last fucking 10 years. That's
I mean,
my only argument.
okay, this is why. Goddamn it, this was supposed to be
I'm
an
sorry.
easy fix
I
at
know.
getting to the goddamn. Bill Belichick won 6 fucking Super Bowls and got fired. So
Yeah.
if the greatest coach of all time can have a
No, no,
down year and get fired,
no. I
everybody
agree.
can get fired.
I agree with that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
No,
like
nobody's safe. Yeah.
the best organizations don't just have a coaching carousel
New England just did.
because of a bad season. Yeah,
New
with
England just
I
did
mean,
twice.
Gerard Mayo was terrible.
They and that's
I
the
mean, and they pinpointed that
what
immediately and got
what
him
I,
the fuck out of there.
my whole point is we are not in 1990. The
No.
organizations that just stick with these head coaches forever and
Mm-hmm.
ever, they don't always pan out. The Shanahan situation is because since in the last decade, outside of Andy Reid and maybe now Sirianni, there's no other coach that's been as successful as Shanahan. In that same time span, there have been multiple coaches who have done or exceeded Harbaugh. Zach Taylor's went to a Super Bowl. You have Sean Payton now in the AFC, who's got the Broncos cooking. You still have Andy Reid. You have your brother Jim Harbaugh, who's in with the Chargers, and
Sean
everybody thinks
McVay.
Liam Cohen. You have all of these guys that are coming out and being so successful in that same time frame, and all you can say is like, I'm at least giving us a chance.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Not this year. That's all I'm saying. Not this year.
I
Next
agree.
year,
I agree, but
let
I'm
you come
saying
back healthy, regardless of what happens. Let you start healthy. If you can finish the season healthy and it doesn't finish where you want it to be, or even if somebody gets hurt next year, that's a shitty string of luck 2 years in a row. But damn it, at that point, I'm like, okay,
I
something's got to
personally,
change.
with the Harbaugh thing, I do agree with y'all. I'm just saying, if they moved on, I could see it because of the crowd,
Yeah.
like the fan base.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Baltimore,
there's been expectation, 15-1 seasons,
yeah,
MVPs for Lamar, and
yeah,
they
like
constantly don't get it done. I get it.
they've
I'm just
underachieved
I'm
more than
just speaking
they have
from a
overachieved.
shit show organization perspective. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah,
Don't turn into
hey,
Jacksonville. You guys
hey,
are better than that.
this is crazy work too. If Jacksonville wins, say Jacksonville wins the first round of the playoffs, right? Hey, which it's probably looking like you guys could. Say you guys win, you guys will have more in at least the last 5 years. You guys will have more playoff wins than Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin combined.
Yeah. Listen, man, we hadn't even made the playoffs yet, and I'm already ready to say this is one of the best coaching hires in franchise history.
Don't fucking let go of people. Yeah, fuck
outside of Coughlin.
All right.
Fuck all that.
So
Well, I
to speed,
didn't.
help.
Well, listen, I didn't agree with letting Doug Peterson go. I liked Doug Peterson. I thought he was a good coach. I thought
And
we had
that's
a
why,
shitty
but
string of luck.
that's also why though you at times you do move on because
Yeah.
even if you feel like it's like it depends what's happening in the organization. If the team is not gelling, if the team is not playing well, if the team is not clicking, that's on your head coach. It is your head
Yeah.
coach's job to get the team to like each other, regardless if they do it directly or they assign leaders on the team to do it. So they're not doing that. You got to move on. Those are easy pivot on your head coaches. Now, obviously, in Baltimore and shit, we could. But anyways, but
To speed it up.
we will agree he's staying his motherfucking ass in Baltimore next year. Next coach up,
Yes.
Mike Tomlin.
He stays. Keep it going.
No, I agree. I don't.
I think
well,
Tomlin. I think if they lose today, Tomlin's out.
I think it depends how it looks. If it's
I
close,
think regardless.
well, if it's close,
I think
though,
for the same reasons you said about Harbaugh, the fan base is against Tomlin. They want him out. They literally they booed his ass out of the stadium. I mean, if you lose today, is it at home?
Yeah.
If you lose this game
fashion,
today, he is going to get booed. If you lose by one, he is getting booed out of the stadium and the cannon in his ass.
If it's a close game where like Lamar has to be Lamar or Derrick Henry has to be Derrick Henry to win, I don't think so. But if he loses by 2 touchdowns or 17 points, it might be over. Do I truly believe? I don't. I don't truly believe.
The reason why I feel like, regardless of the score, is because you had a chance to seal the division against Cleveland last week and you choked.
Yes. Baltimore also did, and they choked a couple times too. This is a choke off.
Yeah, but fuck them. Yeah, but fuck them.
They were 1-7.
You know what?
Cameron.
You know what? I hope it's a one. I hope the game's 21-20. I don't care who wins, and I hope both coaches get fired. How about that?
Boom.
Hey,
boom.
Everybody's
Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon is the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. They went 3-13.
I think he comes back.
I think he
Probably three
comes
and
back.
14.
Yeah, I think it's been reported that Kyler already out of there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just think that whole issue. I mean,
Um,
he'll get
the
another chance.
yeah, they'll get a quarterback this year. Though.
The Raheem Morris experience in Atlanta.
I think he comes back.
I think they give him one more. Maybe they don't though. Maybe they don't. I mean, have you seen? Do you think you've seen enough flashes even with Penix, or is last year and this year with Kirko and then now Penix and Kirko?
Bro, do you know what the problem is in Atlanta? And I don't know if it's him or the coordinator, but the coordinator is on him. I don't understand why they wait until the season's over to give Bijan the fucking ball. I don't get it. Because that's what they've been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they've been kicking ass.
Ask
Well, no,
Harbaugh
no,
the same reason about Derrick Henry.
no.
God
Here's
dang.
the thing: Bijan is second in the league in touches. Bijan gets the ball. It's just you have to look at it from a health standpoint. It's like every now and again, yeah, you kind of do have to throw the ball to somebody else other than Bijan. It's like,
Bro,
well, Drake London didn't
I
stay
want
healthy all year.
I
And
want you to
Kyle
know
Darnell
Pitts,
Mooney
something.
sucked.
I have
yeah,
Bijan in fantasy, and there was like a 4 or 5 week stretch in the middle of the season where he didn't
because
get shit.
He won me a
because
league
they
though.
couldn't run the ball.
Well,
They
no,
couldn't
they
run the ball though.
it's yeah, they're I think what Isaiah's saying is they don't have enough skill position. They're
Yeah,
very
like
easily let's just triple
it's
team Bijan.
predictable.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Darnell
it's
Mooney can't be he had a horrible year. And like Isaiah said, Drake London was out of the league. Kyle Pitts, this is probably if we're being realistic, this is probably the
Kyle
best
Pitts
year
is
Kyle
let's
Pitts
dominant,
go.
had. Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Kyle
But
Pitts
Let's
won
give
me a
it up for
fantasy
Kyle
championship.
Pitts.
yeah,
Let's give
I
it up
just
for
don't
Kyle
think
Pitts.
I think they need one more. I think they should be
Yeah.
big game hunting wide receiver wise in the draft.
Well, and especially
Yes.
with the regression of Tampa Bay. I mean, I feel like that's the most wide open division next season because you look at New Orleans and how they came on at the end of. I mean, I think they've won 5 in a row.
Bro, people have been
This
getting
one.
shucked up if they go to New Orleans, okay?
This one
Bro, I'm
right here.
telling you,
So,
like,
This one.
somebody's getting
you
shucked
think
tonight.
so? The
This
AFC
is
North over the NFC South?
brother. The NFC South, the only thing that you can maybe you don't know what team is coming out, but you understand they're going to
Bro,
be
there's,
ass.
yeah, I didn't say there's gonna be good. I said it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
was gonna
wide
say,
open.
yeah, but the AFC North, bro. If you expect because of how good Cleveland's defense is if
And
they're truly a good quarterback and a couple skill positions away,
yeah,
Pittsburgh, who knows what they're about to do in the offseason? Baltimore, what do? Maybe they finally
yeah.
find a true wide receiver
And
to pair up with
Cincinnati
Stop
finally
Lamb.
figured their shit out.
Maybe since he
Bro,
stays
they've been
healthy,
looking good.
they
Defensively.
can draft an offensive line, or they can draft offensive linemen in the first round. They can still address defense on the in that they can use free agency money because they're not going to sign old boy Hutchinson. So you dig what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like they've
Uh,
it's wide open in my opinion. But next coach, sorry,
Dave Canales definitely keeps his job in Carolina.
yes,
Let's see. Ben Johnson, yes.
yes, he's
Zach
keeping his job.
Taylor. Zach Taylor.
They came out and said that they want him to come back. In my opinion, he should be selling insurance next year, dog. It is not
If
because
they
I don't
give
like
him
Cincy.
another year, he better go out and sign a fucking line
Yes.
to block for
Yes.
Joe
Yes.
Burrow because the
That's the
reason they
biggest
haven't been
problem.
successful is because Burrow gets hurt every fucking year, like big
Well,
injuries.
the last 2 years have been freak like injuries from his own wear and tear. I don't think it was something that happened necessarily within a game
Yeah, but it
because
was
his wrist gave out while he was throwing the ball.
yeah, and he's done that before, like you said. But that offensive line was bad, and I think it's putting a
Fucking
lot of
terrible.
stress. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna.
Bro, he
You
got
see, you
hurt
see,
because he
you
got
see
hurt
how
against Jacksonville because every fucking snap, as soon as he caught the ball, Jacksonville was in his face.
dude,
I
you can
mean,
tell, and this is the scary part about going into the league next year, like the season next year. You see how much better Drake May played with Will Campbell as his left tackle. Like
yes,
he's
yes.
get Joe Burrow that and see how he's been looking crazy. Now I know against Buffalo he had a couple of him getting sacked or getting hit and throwing the ball, getting pick six and stuff, but
I
he's
think
been
people in Cincinnati
And
need
Will
to worry more
Campbell was like
about
crying. He was like, "God damn it, I fucked up. I'm sorry. That's my
people in
fault."
Cincinnati need to worry more about whether Joe Burrow is going to be there next year than Zach Taylor.
yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
his depression, his emo boy interview was.
I think he's
Yeah.
I think he's out of there, and I don't know if y'all seen one of the head coaching candidates going into next year. Isaiah knows him very well. Chris Shula, Don Shula's grandson.
Ooh,
He's
okay.
he's actually a defensive coordinator under Sean McVay.
Mhm.
So he's going to be a head coach next year. I think That could be something. Maybe in Cincy, you say we have enough offense, dog. We have it. We have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. This shit is easy. Let's go get us a defensive minded guy that can bring in some of these defensive guys.
Hmm.
And maybe if we improve our defense enough, who knows? But next
Yeah,
coach.
Kevin Stefanski in
Oh,
Cleveland.
he's out of there.
Yeah.
He's up out of there.
Yeah, the
I don't know
fact
how
that
he
he
survived this fucking long after
Right.
after the shit with
the
Baker and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
the
How he,
absolutely abysmal mismanagement of your quarterback situation for the entire year alone
yeah.
should get you fired.
I
Period.
you right, and I'm not even like I'm gonna ride with Shadur regardless. Like
No.
I'm just sitting here talking about it, no bias at all, right? There was too much mismanagement when he took over for Stefanski to keep his job. The play sheet on his shit was different or whatever, and
Mm-mm.
that yeah, there was a couple of other things. And I'm like, nah, it looks like you guys were self-sabotaging. And if you guys were doing it to increase your draft pick in the future, cool, because you guys get two this year, cool. I'm with it. But
Yeah.
like Cam said, you've been doing this for way too long for me to feel like even if you get these two first rounders, anything is gonna change.
Bro, even like I can't remember. Was he the head coach when Baker got drafted? I
No,
know
No.
no.
Freddie Kitchens was the year
It was Hugh
the second.
Jackson.
I
Hugh
think,
Jackson. That's
yeah,
right, okay.
I think
And then
Baker
Freddie
had
Kitchens, and then halfway through
Baker.
that year he got fired.
Yeah, I think Baker had Stefanski for either a year or two.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
That was
playoff
just
win
the
was
whole
the
That
playoff
was the
win in the
best
year after.
year, yeah, in Cleveland's most recent history was when
I
Stefanski took
will
over.
I will stand on this for you guys. I feel like as far as
Pause.
the organization, the worst decision they made since Stefanski has been a head coach was bringing in Odell. And it's not because of Odell, it's because I felt like Baker had such a rapport with Jarvis Landry and it ruined that. And
Mhm.
they were great until Odell showed up. And I don't know what happened because I felt like with all the weapons and the great defense they had, that was going to be like I was like, oh, okay, he's got
I
Jarvis, he's got Rashad Higgins, he's got,
I
you
Young
think
know,
Miles Garrett, son.
honestly,
bro,
yeah, I
like,
know, right?
this
I
team
think
keeps
the
up.
biggest is because of what Odell brought. Odell was and not to say that he wasn't wrong because a lot of the stuff that him and his dad were saying, it still holds true today.
Yeah,
Baker is an amazing quarterback. Baker throws some of the stupidest interceptions I see
yeah.
every week, and I'm like, bro,
It's
stop.
it's like he's a more athletic Tony Romo. Because that's how I
Yes,
felt about Tony Romo.
yes,
Like he was a great quarterback,
yeah,
but then with the game on the line, he throws a ball right to a corner in the flat.
yeah.
It's
And
like,
it's
what
like,
the
bro,
fuck are you
what?
doing?
Yeah,
What the
that's
hell was that?
Baker.
It's
Baker
like
has
that John
one.
Mateer
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. Baker has one or two plays, and for me, I grew up, and a lot of it is the gunslinger in him. But shit, Ben was the same way. I don't know. I watched that Elway documentary. Elway was the same way. The
Yeah,
boys,
he didn't
they
give a
just they
fuck.
don't care, bro. They're
They're just
so
fucking
much,
firing it.
bro. They're believing. They smell their own fart, and it doesn't bother them at that point, and they just think nothing can bother them until they throw the ball right through a middle linebacker's chest. But next
Oh,
coach,
here's the thing. Okay, I'll go next, coach. But one of the craziest stats, talking about the Odell thing, his first year in Cleveland, 133 targets, 74 catches.
yeah,
Mhm.
bro.
Baker was trying to force feed that man
Well, and
Yeah,
that's what I
because
felt
it's
like the
Odell.
problem
I
was.
think yeah, and I think
Yeah, is that he
Stefanski
was
forced him
trying to
to.
get him the ball.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, stop
Schottenheimer in
forcing it.
Dallas. Yeah,
he's
Schottenheimer in
back.
Dallas.
He'll get.
He's
Yeah,
back.
he's back
He's
easily.
been. I think he did.
He better
He
figure out a defense.
well. I
Mm.
think honestly, people can say what they want about him, but the Trayvon Diggs thing,
Yeah,
I
great
liked
trade.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
didn't even trade him. They just cut him. I like it. I
Oh, that's
like
right. Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I
Well,
like
one,
you
he's
setting the
been a
tone.
goddamn liability
Well, either
for
way, I like setting
years.
the tone. I like setting the tone. We just gave him a bag. You don't listen and you not producing, you got to go. Now, do I think that's the best way to look at it always? No, but you're being paid, dog. If you're being
Mhm.
paid, there's an expectation for how you have to act. Just like there's an expectation for everybody else is waking up when their alarm
I
clock
mean,
goes
he's.
off and has expectation at your job. If you're not meeting it and then you think that you're gonna get more, dog, that's more on you than it is
I
them.
mean, it's the same thing with sitting out CD and George Pickens for that first series a
Yeah.
couple weeks
Send them
ago.
there is there people have to stop with this talent is it over like just because you're talented you can do whatever you want. We see year in and year out in most sports the championship teams are usually not even the most athletic in the league that they're
They're
in.
just
They're
the
just
most disciplined.
most disciplined. Like, yeah, they're hella athletic and they still have those players, but they're just disciplined. That's the biggest difference in like it's a like possession down balls,
Mhm.
staying on course, picking up first downs, not beating yourself. Golly,
Yeah.
but those are things. You know what I mean? Like,
I
All
just,
right. The
I don't know.
next.
I'll keep saying it. I just don't feel like he was a good corner, anyways.
yeah,
Well,
no, he
here's.
definitely
Yeah.
wasn't.
He led
No.
the league in picks that one year, but it's because he could just jump every fucking route. Because
Well,
Miles
and that
Garrett,
was the
or not Miles
and that
Garrett,
was
Micah
Micah.
Parsons was on them
If you
quarterbacks.
now him
Demarcus
being
Lawrence was still there.
him
Yeah,
being in Green Bay, me personally, I think that'll work for him next year
I
if he's
think
still
that'll
there.
help
Yeah,
Micah's
well,
longevity.
not just that,
Longevity.
but because Mike is not the only pass rush. So in Green Bay, quarterbacks have to get rid of the ball. You can
yeah,
be more aggressive as a corner in Green Bay than you can in like Baltimore. Because Baltimore, they have very little to no pass rush. You jumper out there,
yeah.
that is your
You
ass.
got to be able to
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
they're well they're and they have a reputation for having good corners. Now the next 4 or 5, no 1, 2, 3, 4. The next 5 or 4 are staying. Sean Payton, Dan Campbell, Matt
yeah.
LaFleur, D'Amico Ryans all staying. Shane
I mean,
Steichen in
how many,
Indy. Oh no, go ahead.
how many more years you think on Dan Campbell the way he coaches?
Next year,
Two,
next year,
two, yeah.
See,
next year.
that's.
If
I mean,
you
I
come,
love Dan Campbell. I would run through a wall for Dan Campbell personally if he was my coach. But
Fucking love you
like,
guys already.
I feel like his aggressiveness has put them in so much danger, and
yes,
I just don't know how much an organization is going to stand behind reckless coaching.
yes,
I will
controlled
say that
chaos. He has to be more
Yes.
yes,
controlled.
there has to be controlled chaos, and also the turnover of him losing his DC and his OC in the same year.
Yeah. That's why
That's a hard
Well,
turnaround.
it
I'm not
is,
saying
but
it
it is,
as an
but
excuse,
you
but
have to show us something next year. If
yeah,
you
that's
yes,
what
don't,
I'm like.
if you don't, and it looks the same way like this, what makes me think next year, even if we give you a new staff, what's going to be different? And if it's not, brother, we're in the NFL. We've tasted the NFC championship game, maybe. I can't remember. But if
Yeah, I
they
think it was.
did, brother, Eminem was there. We can't waste this. We want this every year. We can't like we
I
want
think
this.
that's the thing with Detroit fans, though, right? Okay, so
They
let's look
tasted
at
the
it.
success, bro. What did Paul
They
Pierce say? I got a little
they
taste
had a
of it. Now I
nibble.
want the whole thing.
Yeah, we got a little nibble of like what it would look like in Detroit, and they're like, "Oh, y'all better figure this shit out really quick."
Real
Um,
quick.
After that, we got Shane Steichen, Liam Cohen, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh.
Um
Liam Cohen staying. Duh.
yeah, I
don't
think
even
they're all
like.
safe. Steichen may be the closest one to the
Where's
edge.
Steichen? Where's he at?
Indy.
Indy in Indy.
Indy. Yeah, he'll get another year because
Yeah,
they were
because they
fucking
were
great until
yeah.
Danny Dimes hurt his calf or
Yeah.
whatever.
They were on their way out, in
He
my opinion,
he
anyways.
ruptured his
But
Achilles.
yeah, they were on their way out anyways. But they like after
Well,
the
no, Isaiah, I was
Steelers got
saying
him.
before that he got hurt where he couldn't really run, and then he
Yes,
played
Oh
on that.
yeah,
calf
He broke
injury,
his
I believe,
leg.
right?
yeah,
No, he
What is
broke
he
his
break?
leg.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a fracture in his leg,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was his
yeah,
plant leg,
yeah. And
yeah.
then
And then
Achilles.
and then he
Achilles
tore his
said
Achilles.
they
Yeah.
said, "Hey,
yeah.
hey, I
Come
exist
to
too."
think
I
of
was
it,
like,
man,
I was
we
like,
put a lot
Cameron,
of
don't bet him
quarterbacks
by
out.
his a tore Achilles.
Listen, man, come to think about it, we put a lot of quarterbacks out of their fucking misery this year.
Oh well, guess what? Whenever Pittsburgh and Jacksonville play in the playoffs, you ain't gonna
We
end
Okay.
perk.
we also ended Philip Rivers' second career.
Good, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
He was
Real
so
life.
goddamn out of shape. He looked like his build is just weird because he
I'm not
hadn't
gonna lie
played
to
in
y'all.
5 years.
He was
Hated it.
dotting people up though,
He
man.
was, but I
Yeah,
hated
hey,
it so
fuck.
much. I hated it. You had to change the entire offense
Yeah.
to
I
Yeah.
just what
dink and dunk, and I was like,
what
bro,
was the point of drafting that quarterback, the backup,
Riley
Riley
Leonard.
Leonard? What was
oh
the point
yeah,
if you're not going to give him a
He well
chance, like to
that's
play?
he
that.
had gotten hurt the week that they signed Philip Rivers, and
Oh,
then
okay,
Oh, okay, okay.
so they had to play Philip Rivers for 1 week
gotcha. Okay,
because Anthony Richardson his 21-day window hadn't started yet from the IR.
And
Then
realistically, I think Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson gave them a better chance to win, and that's why they stuck with Philip. They were like, "We not fucking this draft pick up, baby. We know what loses us games.
no.
This is gonna sell tickets. We get what we want, and we gonna do it."
He gets his old number back because
Yeah, right.
Fuck you, Danny Dimes.
Yeah. So Indianapolis, hey, good job, organization. Y'all got one over on the league.
After that, we got McVay, Sean McVay staying, Pete Carroll in Las
Oh, he
Vegas.
he may be out of
I'm,
there, and it's just because of the Davises, bro. They may get him up out of
Yeah.
there.
well, and then this
Mike.
whole situation with Max Crosby, bro. What the fuck is going on with that?
Oh, yeah, y'all got to go. Yeah, it's coming. It's
Yeah,
the organization,
he's
but
Man,
it's
pissed. Yeah,
and you spent all that money on Ashton Genty in the first, and what was he, top five, right?
yeah.
And
yeah,
you
something like
couldn't
that.
get the
Six, no,
ground
it was
game going,
sixth.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
yeah.
sixth pick.
and you
Hey,
couldn't get the ground
hey,
game going. Like
hey,
that, I mean,
Raiders,
come on,
Raiders,
Pete,
Raiders. You know what y'all should do.
Raider Nation.
First off,
get Henry Ruggs
don't
back.
don't draft a quarterback
Yeah,
because you're
he's
gonna ruin
eligible
his
this
you're
in
gonna ruin
August.
his career. Just don't, please, do not. Okay, but what y'all need to do is you need to fire Pete Carroll so that you can turn around and hire John Gruden back. That
I
should
mean,
be what you
hey,
do. Third time's the charm, baby. Just give him a
or
chance.
or if I was the Raiders, man, I'd be shit. I'd be on the hook with Kurt Cincinnati because he looks like a John Gruden to me.
Man,
The
you know
fucking
who
scowl on the sideline.
I'd hire Terry Bradshaw if I was the Raiders.
Get the fuck out! Dude, he could barely talk,
Man, I want Terry Bradshaw as a
bro.
head
That
coach.
That's the
like
most
week 5 or
disrespectful
week
thing.
6, he had like I don't know if y'all remember, but he had a
Hey,
moment
the
on.
quarterback is. Let me tell you, this
Hey,
guy.
hey, y'all better
Bro,
leave
he
my
was so
fucking
lost.
quarterback
He was
alone.
so fucking
He's
lost.
probably hammered. He probably hangs out with Ric Flair. Could you imagine? Like they're basically at the nursing home age together. They're
Hey,
doing
that's
it.
the real
I feel
question. If you want to
bad.
talk
I feel
about
bad for
NFL, is
Howie.
how
Yeah,
how much longer are we gonna give these guys on Sunday? Or that's not NFL count. Is that Fox, right?
yeah. Fox NFL Sunday. It's like
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson knew he was
I
like, I'm
mean,
fucking out of here. Give Gronk my job.
Yeah, for real.
And because Jimmy was just getting old, he was starting to like fuck up like players'
yeah.
names and stuff, and to where he got frustrated, and you would hear Howie Long and like Michael Strahan like correct him on names. So I think Jimmy was like, all right, I got to get the fuck up out of here. Now Terry's next. He
No,
needs to
Terry's
be
Yeah.
broke.
next.
Terry's broke. They said it leading up to the Super Bowl last year. They asked him, and he was saying like he needs the money. That's why he's doing it. It's not like he needs the money, bro.
Well, he needs to manage his
He
fucking money
hangs
better.
he hangs out with Ric Flair. Y'all thought I was playing, bro.
Okay,
Them two are gonna die
so
together.
Mike McDaniel and Kevin O'Connell.
Mike McDaniel.
Kevin O'Connell will get another year.
Yeah, Kevin
He's done
O'Connell
way too good
will.
with all his quarterbacks up until now.
Yeah, they may end up with Perk next
He's
year.
literally renaissanced like 5 quarterbacks in his
You
time.
hear me?
What?
Yeah,
He may fuck around and end up with Perk next year. Y'all playing. But I mean, I think honestly, would you expect anything different? Say, especially if the Steelers lose today and they don't want him back, or regardless, and it's just like, do you want to come back to Pittsburgh with a
what?
single receiver crash out, where you understand this division is gonna like the quarterback play we need for you to win the division is so much more than what we need from you in Minnesota. Minnesota, you have Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. You have a good running back. You have a great offensive line. Brian Flores is your defensive coordinator.
Let me ask you this: is the quarterback class better this year or next year?
I I don't think anyone can ever depend on it, or because remember last year after the like going into this year it was, hey, you need to wait on the next quarterback class and not take that from this quarterback class because
No.
this year's ass compared to next year. And then we got to next year, which is now, and it's like, damn, this shit is ass. And it's like,
Yeah,
it
it's pretty
is,
bad.
but you're I think the evaluation of quarterbacks right now coming out of college is wrong. I think it's outdated. They used to look at it as we want a guy to come in as a winner and we can teach you everything else. Now it's we need you to have everything else. We can teach you to win. So it's more ability wise. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
are you can you attack all 3 levels? Can you throw the ball down the field? Can you throw it short and accurate? And are you able to get up and boogie out of the pocket? And if you have all 3 of those, bring your ass here. They need to stop looking at all this other shit of, oh well, they're not Andrew Luck or Trevor Lawrence level prospects. It's like, yeah, they're not. But those
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't always turn out either. Because Jamarcus Russell
Yeah.
was looked at as the prospect. Ryan Leaf was looked at as the prospect. There's been a lot of swings and misses on just that. And so like Patrick Mahomes is a great example of he had the ability. and you just plucked him out of college and was like, if I put him on my team,
Yeah, and he was semi successful in college, but his abilities are what made them trade up to get him.
yeah, he didn't win a national championship. He didn't even compete for the conference. He
Big 12
didn't he
championship. Yeah,
didn't win a Heisman. He like for most
wasn't even
people's
in the running for a
correct,
Heisman. I don't
correct,
think.
correct. And that's people have to stop looking for just the Heisman winners, just the guys that have runs in national championships, and they have to look at these guys who can attack. I think if you look
Mhm.
at this draft class, do I see anybody that could turn around the Jets or one of those horrible organizations? No.
No.
I don't see
Well,
that.
well, the
But
Jets had a guy and they let him walk, and
right.
now he's on back to back 13 win
Yeah, but
seasons.
but here's also I was gonna say the Jets got a good guy from a good quarterback draft and fucked him up. So I don't think there's
Yeah,
anybody coming into this draft class that can win with the Jets. But what I will
yeah,
say is for organizations that are good that maybe don't need a ton, you could find you a quarterback in this draft class. You could
yeah.
have found you one last year. I think Dart would have been safe. If you wanted to sell the farm to
Yeah.
give up on Cam Ward, do that. I mean, obviously Tyler Shuck,
I,
I hated him. Kid is
I,
balling.
yeah.
I,
Somebody's
I
getting shucked tonight. Shout out to Kellen Moore. He's keeping his
That's
job.
but that's what I'm
the
saying.
Jets are on like a generational run of just running quarterbacks.
Yeah,
If we're being honest, like they're the new Cleveland.
I think that's the new evaluation that people have to start taking into account with quarterbacks is like these bad like Cleveland, the Jets, can those organizations find a franchise quarterback in this draft? No. Okay. It doesn't mean this quarterback draft class is horrible. It just means those teams need way better prospects. Is
Yeah.
there a prospect in this class that the Steelers could build on? Yes. Is there a quarterback in this draft
Fernando
class? Is there
Mendoza.
a quarterback in this draft class that the Dolphins could be? Yes. There are quarterbacks that good organizations can get and turn them around, but I mean they have to have a good system in place,
Uh,
and I don't know if a lot of them
I
do.
just don't.
Mike
I
Mc,
just don't. I don't think it matters when it comes to rookie quarterbacks if you don't have a good. If you have bad coordinating, if you don't have a good system, doesn't fucking matter how good the quarterback is, and that's the problem with the Jets.
Wait,
Like,
hey, can I give y'all a big loop back? What you said, that's the reason I believe that Baltimore and Pittsburgh's fan bases want to get away from Tomlin and Harbaugh
no,
because you have to have a system in place for your quarterback to hit, and that's what's going to make you most successful. Neither one of them motherfuckers can get it right,
yeah,
okay.
so you
To
have to hire
speed
an offensive
round
coordinator.
this, so O'Connell, McDaniel are probably staying. Vrabel's staying. Kafka's the interim right now for the Jets. They'll probably hire somebody.
Did the Jets fire old boy?
No, my bad. The
Yeah,
Giants.
I was like,
Kafka is
oh
the
yeah,
interim
yeah.
for the
No,
Giants.
the
Sorry.
Giants will probably be one of the better jobs on the market. I would guestimate. The
Yeah,
only ones I think that could be better is if Baltimore or Pittsburgh do fire. I think that job
yeah,
becomes real nice. And then after that, probably Miami, and then
yeah,
maybe New York. But we'll see.
yeah. And then Aaron Glenn, Nick Sirianni. Sirianni staying. Aaron Glenn has a lot of evaluating to do on the offensive side of the ball.
I I I
Um,
would not. I'm just gonna throw this out there so that it's not looked at as a hot take in the summer when it happens. I think the Jets can move on from him.
yeah,
The
and I
what
think the biggest problem that they had is I think they're banking on these picks that they got in the Sauce trade to hit. Whether you use them as trade capital to get a guy in or whatever the case may be. At the time that they were competing very early in the season in tough games, and then all of a sudden they fell off a fucking cliff. You got to remember they were in that game against Tampa Bay. They were in the game against you guys. They were in the game against somebody else, another team that has like a winning record.
Nah, fuck all
But
that. That
they
was early. That was early in the season
no,
when nobody
no, no.
knew what
I
to
know
expect.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, nobody knew what to expect of them. I think how he approaches his coaching is very good. But can you move on from him and he could get a DC job somewhere else? Absolutely.
Yeah, he can come
Um,
to Pittsburgh and be our DC. I think their
um,
biggest thing is they need somebody who they need a proven guy or someone from a proven guy system that can like what are you going to take in the first round? You're taking a quarterback? Cool. Guess what? We need an offensive coordinator, a quarterbacks coach, or a head coach that has been proven to make it work with quarterbacks. And if you have
Well,
that, maybe we can make it work. But Aaron Glenn, in my opinion, I don't think he's that. I do think he's a good coach, though. And if he does have a good offensive coordinator that can, maybe everything is good. But their offense
he's
was
yeah,
putrid down the stretch.
yeah.
And
I
is
mean,
it
he's
because Justin
defensive.
Fields is well, yeah, but is it because Justin Fields is that bad? Probably. Probably. I just talked myself into. He'll be
Yeah,
back next year. He'll be back next
yeah,
year. The
yeah.
the owner,
So
I can't. Well, yeah, I forgot the owner. He said earlier, like he was basically in the public making them bench Justin Fields, and I was watching it as a Garrett Wilson holder and
in
a couple
fantasy,
fantasy, and I was watching them specifically, and I'm like, this is bad. This, like
yeah,
16 yards passing at half, this is bad. So, and as
yeah,
Justin was with the Steelers last year, I saw the same thing. So,
Hmm.
get him a
yeah.
guy.
So
Hopefully, it's
mhm.
not a guy that could help the Steelers. Hopefully, it's not Dante
Bro,
Moore. Hopefully, it's not Trinidad Chambliss if he comes out. You know
what
what
the
I'm saying?
fuck happened to him from college to pro? Justin
you were.
Fields.
It was kind of
What
the
the
same
fuck
thing
happened?
that happened with a different quarterback that they're finally making things work. One, Justin Fields has had zero consistency in his NFL career, from head coaches to coordinators to teams. But the other person that was very comparable is you look at Bryce Young. Obviously, not the style of play, but just if you're blessed with having first round draft picks and people that are going to the league all around you, you look way better than what you actually are. Because when you're playing sometimes with lesser talent or organization that is not ran as well as the team that you played on in college, it's going to look different. Justin Fields was thrown for like 350 yards in college.
I
Well, who is
know.
he throwing to? First round
Yeah,
draft pick wide
it's.
receivers.
I mean,
And it's
yes,
different. It's
yeah,
very different.
it's well, it's very different, but it's just talent is different. When you're at Ohio State, the talent around you is way better than the talent you play in like in your conference. So usually you don't even start playing difficult games until Michigan or the playoff
Mm-hmm.
now. But Justin
Yeah.
Fields is very easy. He was a product of what was around him more than he was the product.
Yeah.
He
Bryce Young is the only other comparable person. He took some lumps, but that organization is being ran better, and he's been able to kind of turn over a
I
new leaf in the
yes,
league.
yes and no because I think Chicago needed the changes that they got, but I mean honestly maybe Nagy wasn't the problem. Maybe Justin Fields was he's ass.
Yeah.
Everybody ran him out of Chicago. He probably could have been there and handled Caleb Williams. Maybe he doesn't handle him as good as Ben Johnson does, but I
Well,
mean
I don't know because
like
he also didn't do very well with
Eberflus.
Trubisky.
well yeah, but
Yeah.
Trubisky had a Pro Bowl season.
I mean, that's true. He did have that one
And
good
they
year
made
when
the
they traded for
playoffs.
Khalil
Yeah, yeah,
Mack. I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Justin never reached that. That's why I'm like, maybe it wasn't Nagy. Maybe Justin Fields is just ass. And I mean, watching him this year, I'm like, no, that kid is
Bro,
ass.
I get what y'all are saying. I just don't, man, how can it be that much? How can the
Well, and
difference be that
It's
big?
it's
Because
it's
I
because
would understand if you're throwing for like 130, 160 yards,
yeah,
touchdown, a couple picks, but this dude can't even get
here's
100
the biggest
yards.
difference. I think it's a mindset as well, because you look at another quarterback that plays the game or played the game the same way as him in college and has dealt with the same kind of thing outside of being on a different team in Jalen Hurts, and look at his success.
yeah, but the difference I think is Jalen is a better passer. That season with Lincoln Riley did Jalen a lot more good than people think. Jalen, even at Alabama, what what Jalen was asked to do at Alabama was so much more than what Justin Fields had to do at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because at times Jalen Hurts had to be the offense with his arm and his leg. The talent around Justin Fields was so much better that he could do as little or as much as he wanted. When you get to the league and you go to a situation like Chicago, you have to do so much more to make it work. And we watched you make it work at Ohio State, but it doesn't mean that you were the main cause. And I think that's what we were finding out is
Mm-hmm.
Justin
Yeah.
can't carry that much of a load.
It's just
Justin
wild to
Wowza.
me.
Justin has to have more around him to win. And that's fine. But he was taken in the first round of a draft where they wanted you to be the franchise guy. Unfortunately, for you to be a franchise guy, you have to be somebody that can take on that. and he's just
His
not that.
Here's the thing: his best receiver while he was there was Darnell Mooney, who we just discussed earlier is ass.
Who,
I'm not
Justin?
making a yeah.
I thought he also
Yeah, he
threw
had
to
DJ Moore, didn't
Garrett Wilson. I think he threw to Jackson Smith and Jig, but he did throw to Garrett Wilson. I know that for a fact. That was a whole
No,
he? I
no, no,
mean,
no.
are you talking about Chicago?
I'm talking about in Chicago.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Chicago.
I
In
thought he had DJ
Chicago.
Moore. He had
He
DJ
did have
Moore his
DJ
last
Moore.
year.
Yeah, his
Yes,
last
he
year he had
did.
DJ.
Yes, he
Oh
did.
yeah,
Um,
this
He
is
had DJ
very
Moore for
last
one
year.
year.
yeah,
Yeah, 1 year.
yeah. He was still
And that was DJ
ass
Moore's best statistical season.
up until that point. But as
But it
far
was
as
literally catching screens.
yeah, and they were
It wasn't
getting
like he
blown.
was running down the
Yeah, they
Fuck
were
field.
him.
they were getting
Fuck
blown.
him.
They were getting blown out. And DJ Moore made it work with
Shit.
Carolina with everybody. So it's not like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
The last couple of coaches, just so we can wrap this up, we've already talked about Tomlin in great detail.
he's
Mike
not
McDonald.
going anywhere, bro.
Yeah, I know. Mike McDonald in
McDonald's safe.
Seattle.
He's safe, bro.
Yeah,
You're the
he's
number one
definitely
seed.
Shanahan safe.
Safe.
Shanahan safe. Todd Bowles in Tampa.
Yeah.
I think he gets one more year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if
If
next
they,
year
yeah.
doesn't go well, I think if they don't start next year well, he's gone midseason. That's my
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go ahead. Go
We'll
ahead.
have,
I
I'm
want to see.
about to say we got to figure out who's going to be the head coach in Tennessee because they got an interim right now.
Who do
Who
you
went
think
2
would
and
take
8?
that? I don't think
The
that's an
Tennessee
attractive.
job?
Yeah, I don't think that's an attractive job.
I mean, they
There's
don't
some
have
college.
anything outside of just the quarterback. That's all
Yeah.
they got.
Yeah.
There's no one.
Well,
There's
and I
nothing
feel
enticing
bad.
about it.
I feel bad because if you watch Cam Ward's like game tape, bro, he puts the ball on the money.
Talented as hell.
So much.
Talented.
And Calvin really just can't catch
Yeah,
the
they just
ball.
don't have enough around him. I just it's
I'm
not
glad people
a
are finally seeing this about Calvin Ridley because I was saying it about his punk ass 2 years
last
ago
year.
when he
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah.
Or
I had him in fantasy, bro.
Bro, Trevor was dotting his ass up and he would just drop it. I'm like, dude.
And I want the listeners to know when I say I had him in fantasy, am I saying I'm judging it based off of fantasy? No. What I'm saying is because I have you on fantasy, I want to see how you look. So I know
so
when
you
I
watch.
start you, so I'm watching the shit out of it. And
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley was cheeks.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I think I'm curious who they do end up with, but I don't think they'll be one of the better jobs. I think Cam, if you were getting ready to apply to be a NFL head coach and you had your mind on jobs that were out there or could be available, which jobs would you wait for?
Which job would I wait for?
Yeah.
Based on what I think would be available at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Probably I feel like Baltimore is the most enticing because their organization is the most stable.
Yeah.
And there's clear direction within the organization.
And
so
you
that's
have Lamar.
and you have support. When they hire coaches, they support you. New York is very enticing to me,
Same.
but god damn, dude, like it's New York, you know.
I
Outside
think,
of Coughlin, has anybody really been that? I mean, Parcells, I guess, was
Yeah.
kind of successful.
yeah, that
but,
was in the 90s though. It's about
but
time for them to do
who
something.
wouldn't want to go and coach fucking Cam Scatabo and
Dart.
Jackson Dart?
That
Bro?
just gets me
and
fired
Malik
up.
Neighbors, bro.
Neighbor. Yeah.
Bro. I think no, you may. I
and
think
their defense is coming along. I mean, like with Apple
They
Carter
have
and,
signed such a good defense, but the problem is they can't really produce on offense.
yes,
So
That
who
is
do
the
you-
problem
Who do
right
you
now.
hire?
but they
Because
were, and that's when they started winning games.
Yeah,
and then
but
Scatabo broke his leg or
Who
whatever.
do you
tore his
who do
Achilles or
you
whatever.
who do you hire though? Because the name that's linked to him is Tomlin. They think that the Steelers are going to trade him. I think that's
I think Tomlin would ruin that.
yeah. I don't know if he would ruin him.
They'd
I
be
think,
too vanilla, I
Well,
feel like.
yeah,
No
but no.
disrespect. But
Yes and no, because I think him being in New York, he doesn't have as much say as he does in Pittsburgh. So
Could
maybe
you imagine? Hold on, peep this. This is a crazy situation. Could you imagine if there's a trade, they get Tomlin, and then Tomlin's first move is hiring Dable as the offensive coordinator?
that would be crazy as hell. He'd I mean, it wouldn't be a bad, in my opinion, but I think Dayball ends back up in Buffalo after this year.
Who low key I feel like should be a pretty popular candidate.
Lincoln Riley.
No, not Lincoln Riley. I mean, maybe in New York. But then, and just this is just for reasons that you stated earlier, Marlon. If I'm looking at Baltimore or Cincinnati, let's say Cincinnati moves on from Zach Taylor. Robert Saleh, bro. You got your offense, you got your pieces.
Cincy,
you
yes.
need some. You need someone to come in and shore up the defense.
Yeah,
You know?
Cincy,
I
yes,
think he'll
I think
stay.
Baltimore needs an offensive mind.
I think he'll stay another year in San Francisco because the fact that he's been able to coach that defense the way that he has when he went back to San Fran to the because
Why?
huh?
Why would he
Why
go
does
back?
he?
Bro,
I don't think
do
he's
you do
ready to
you
be a head coach
just
again.
listen, just listen.
Not
I
from his
I get it.
standpoint,
I
but
get it.
just
I'm not saying is he ready. I'm just saying if you're him though, and you could if these three jobs are potentially open, or even there's a lot of jobs that are potentially that I think would be attractive jobs. You have Pittsburgh, you have Baltimore, you have Cincy, you have Cleveland, and then depending Miami could be a good destination too. Those are
yeah.
do you think anyone
I
after
wouldn't go to Miami if I was him,
why?
and the reason this is the only reason why I'll say it. Our organization is ran bad, so I don't think he would want to
I
go
just
there.
think you guys have had bad luck.
The whole Flores thing alone, it just
It,
tells me like
you guys y'all
it's
are
sketchy.
yeah, but y'all are the reason that I don't like this shit with Tomlin as of late because Miami also has even though y'all have like a bad year here or there, the only difference between y'all and the Steelers is that the Steelers aren't having those bad 1 year one offs. But usually y'all are able to rebound and at least get to 7, 8, 9 wins
Yeah.
consistently. That's what all the
Hmm.
Steelers are doing. So I'm like, why is it that like Mike Tomlin is applauded, but y'all
Put
are
on.
yeah, like y'all
Yeah,
understand that's not gonna work because it's not
I
I
working.
think the scary thing is the difference in since Ben has left for y'all and what we've dealt with Tua since he's been drafted at the moment. Okay, that's the only difference. Tua got drafted. Flores was the head coach. Flores was very defensive minded. He didn't. He kind of wanted to protect Tua. He didn't ask him to do a whole lot. McDaniel came in and was like, "I'm gonna need you to throw the fucking ball all over the yard," and he's gotten hurt a lot more. He's had to kind of dumb down some things for Tua. Tua hasn't been playing that well. He's leading the league in interceptions. Y'all have been trying to adapt since Ben retired. We've
How?
had a guy. We've had a
No,
guy,
y'all
and it
didn't. Y'all
hasn't worked.
missed. Y'all's biggest issue is y'all didn't
Yeah,
pivot.
that's the
Y'all
problem.
missed. Yeah, you missed.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
what I'm
I
saying.
don't think it. Honestly, I don't think it was Flores' fault, and I don't think that it's McDaniel's fault. I think y'all just missed with Tua. Y'all were asking him to do. Flores is a defensive minded. You just said it. He wanted to make the game easy for him and make the defense better, so he didn't have to do a lot.
Hmm.
McDaniel is an offensive mind. You have to be a good quarterback to work in my system. He's not. It didn't work. Now it's time for y'all to pivot off of Tua, but that's where y'all are. We can't figure out, regardless, any of these
Who's gonna
dudes.
play quarterback?
We are just picking old dudes and saying we're gonna wait, we're gonna wait, we're gonna wait. And I'm like, do y'all not remember that Ben wasn't the perfect prospect?
No. Yeah. Well,
Eli
I
was
mean,
the
I remember.
perfect prospect in that draft.
Eli was the
Yeah.
guy.
Ben was the third quarterback taken.
Yeah, but Philip Rivers and
Yes, and Eli
Eli.
were both taken. So I'm like, y'all are nobody
And
knew
Ben
who
was
he was.
sitting. Ben was
Yeah.
sitting. Ben
And
wasn't
I think
starting.
honestly, I think you come out of that draft and you say, as a Steelers fan, I preferred Ben over Philip and Eli. Because I
Yeah.
watched Ben early in his career with what he was given be clutcher than Eli or Philip could. Eli
Hmm.
obviously did later in his career have those two runs, but
Yeah.
I prefer Ben. He wasn't a perfect prospect. He didn't win in college. You know what I mean? He was a third string quarterback at the beginning of the year. Tommy Maddox
Yeah.
gets hurt, and then they just say, "Hey, let's see what we got with the kid," and they had something.
Yeah.
Stop
Hmm.
being worried and fucking. We're
All
y'all at
right. The
least
last.
y'all are
Who's
swinging. Y'all are swinging.
Yeah.
We're not.
who's the offensive coordinator? I think he's at Washington now. He was with the Chiefs.
Cliff.
Eric something.
Oh,
B
Eric
enemy
Bieniemy.
is not there. Eric
Bieniemy.
B enemy is in
He's coaching
college.
college.
Oh, he
Yeah.
went to college.
He
Where's he
had
at?
1 year. He had 1 year in Washington,
Yeah,
and he left. That was
he's
whenever Ron
he's
Rivera was still the head coach.
he's bouncing around too much. He may
Yeah.
be on his way out of being a football coach. He may be coaching high
Period.
school before
Yeah.
too long. Yeah,
Yeah.
'Cause I was
I
gonna say
think the
I
biggest
like
problem
him as
was
a head coach, like
I
a
think
potential head coach.
I
Also,
agree.
Joe
he
Brady.
has he
I
was
agree.
blessed.
Yeah,
Yeah, Joe
well,
Brady's probably better right
I
now than
agree, but I
Bieniemy.
do think that some of these guys, like Bieniemy, was a product of what happened. I think Andy
Yeah.
Reid is an offensive genius, and Andy Reid can get. Andy Reid has always gotten the most out of all of his quarterbacks. So you give that guy an elite talent like Patrick, and he's going to get the most out of him. Bieniemy just happened to be there, in my opinion.
Once
Yeah,
they moved on from him, he hasn't had the same success. Now you can say Kansas
and they
City
won another
hasn't.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
There were
I was
two
gonna
more
say
Super Bowls after he left.
Kansas City hasn't been as explosive, but as an organization, they've won 2 Super Bowls, so I think they win there.
Yeah,
But
the last head coach that we're gonna discuss is Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is probably safe. Too
he's
many
safe.
injuries,
Yeah.
too many things that he's dealt with as just as an organization
Signing
this past
Debo
year.
Samuel and thinking that shit was gonna work. Come on
See,
down.
here's the thing. I think it could have worked. The problem is Jane Daniels wasn't healthy. McLaurin was doing his holdout thing. But that wraps up the coaching carousel. Holy shit, we
I don't
spent like
think.
an hour on it.
Yeah, no. Debo can't be your number 2 in my opinion to win. But all right, let's go to the other shit. Hold on.
But before we completely move on, two last NFL questions. Is Sam Darnold for real? And who is the MVP of the league this season?
Drake May
Before we-
is the MVP, and is Sam Darnold for real? I don't know if he's for real, but what I will say is I've seen him improve year over year. I think last year at this point, I was like, Sam Darnold's going to lose the game, and he
Yeah.
did. And I watched last night, and maybe he doesn't win the game by himself, and maybe their defense just played
He just does
phenomenal.
enough.
He
Just does
understood.
enough.
He understood what he needed to do, and he didn't understand that last year. His job was to not fuck up, and he thought he had to be Superman. This year, he learned to not fuck up, and they're the 1 seed.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yep.
man. I hate Drake May as the MVP. I just don't feel like he had a hard schedule.
Well, if
And when he
anything, if
played
you
tough
don't
games, he
say
didn't play well.
okay, if you don't say Drake May, then it needs to be Matt Stafford.
I
That's the
agree.
only thing I would concede on.
I agree. I agree because Stafford's stats against better competition matters. But can you really count that against Drake May?
No.
He just did what he was supposed to do.
They won 4 games last year, and he
Yeah.
started like 12. of
I
them.
think the Baltimore game to me could have been his moment. I had Matt Stafford ahead until his game last
week.
and I was
Yeah.
like, we'll see. And maybe it comes down to today. Maybe we see who
Can I ask
plays
y'all a
better.
question?
Yeah.
Why not? Why is either one of these two not really in the conversation? That being Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
So I will say that
Much
Jackson
tougher.
Smith and Jigba should be in the conversation, but they do not give that award to receivers and running
Which I think
backs.
is
They
stupid.
don't.
Which I think is stupid because they give
Who-
them the
the
AP
last-
Offensive Player of the Year and whatnot.
The
Dumb.
last MVP that
Adrian
was
Peterson.
not a quarter exactly, and that was
Which is
13
crazy.
or
That's
14
so
years ago.
stupid. It's not a quarterback award. I mean,
No, it is.
ideally,
It very much
if,
is, yeah.
if your quarterback is dominating like Josh Allen, that would be an MVP. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he
Well,
makes
Josh
that
Allen's
offense.
probably going to finish in the top 3 this year.
Does
Yeah,
Sam
he'll be the
Darnold
third.
have the year he has without Smith and Jigma? In y'all's opinion?
No, that's
you could
why
argue. You
that's
could
why I-
argue.
That's why I don't think he's the
And
MVP.
And I know Drake.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not. I only hate the idea of Drake May because his schedule was soft.
It was, but
he
who was he
is-
throwing to?
Is that offense?
Yeah,
I
So
was about to
his
say.
best
I'm not
receiver
arguing
was
that
Stephon Diggs, and right now Stephon
And he's
Diggs
a-
is
and
leading
don't get me
that
wrong,
team
he's a-
with like
he's a
800
great
yards receiving.
quarterback.
He's leading them in some
He's a fantastic
issues, too.
quarterback. I just
Yeah.
I hate that so much. Like I would. I don't want to say this because y'all are gonna make fun of me.
Oh, I am.
Say it.
Oh,
I
Trevor.
would argue that Trevor's run is
Trevor.
better, bro.
Oh
Like,
my God!
his
Just
transition
fucking-
in the second half of the season, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but the MVP is for the full season. It's not just a half.
And we're
Yeah.
right there next to him.
Oh my.
It's not what
Yeah,
have
but
you
was
done for
Trevor
me lately?
was Trevor
I told y'all.
producing? Was Trevor producing earlier this year?
Definitely not at the same clip as he
Yes,
is now.
that's the difference. If Trevor would have
But-
came out and produced like that, I think
but-
he did. If
but-
May would have taken a dip down in production, I think
Kim,
But
he'll finish
Trevor
top-
ran like a baby deer on Monday Night Football to
He-
end the Chiefs dynasty.
Hey, here's the
No,
thing.
I mean, yeah, we
he'll
talking
he'll
about
finish
WWE
top
story.
He
20
went
in
to San
MVP.
Francisco and kicked the shit out of the Niners. Healthy
You're right.
Niners.
Hey, fuck
He
it
went to
then.
Denver
Man,
and
T-Law,
ended that.
MVP.
Thank
I fuck
you.
with it. T-Law,
you.
Trevor
That's it.
Lawrence, MVP.
Look, Drake May's not the number one seed if T Law don't go up to Denver and hand him their ass. So
Hey, I'm clipping
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
Hey, he's talking that
that's
shit.
all
Clip
I'm
it.
saying.
Clip it.
I
No,
got you.
I honestly like when you look at numbers and stuff, it's hard to argue Drake May. It's simply for the fact that they
Yeah.
had an easy schedule. That's all.
Well,
The biggest thing
what do you
too.
want? What do you hold real quick? The
Yeah.
way, and people aren't gonna like this shit, but if the conversation is always that we're tired of quarterbacks being the MVP, then we have to stop looking at just statistics. It can't be just that. You have to do what you used to do in the Heisman and have your quote unquote Heisman moment. And that Heisman moment has to include a mixture of production, performance, and moments. And if you don't have that, you will not win that. Once we get
Which
back
is-
to that, then I think
if I'm-
Don't get me
being
wrong, which
100
is sad that every time we point out those moments, it has to be coming from a quarterback. Even though
I-
if Saquon doesn't pop the fuck off up until the Super Bowl last year, they're not in those games. Saquon should have been the MVP last year by far, by a mile.
I'll give you the reason
And-
that he wasn't. You don't have to agree with it, but this is why he wasn't. Because the Eagles went to a Super Bowl without him.
That's true. They had
Yeah,
Miles Sanders, who was a
but
Pro Bowler that year.
It was. I
But
think
yes.
the reason he didn't is because you look at that team and what do you say? They have the best. It's the same Emmett argument. They have the best offensive line in football. He should be doing that.
That's why,
Yeah.
like, I hate the Falcons because if I'm being honest with you, Bijan's the best player in football. He's chasing down CJ2K's record, all-purpose record, with a terrible team.
That's
Like,
usually where those numbers come from. Though.
I just
that's
fucking-
why.
But
that's what
the
I'm
last
saying.
year that a running back won, the Vikings didn't make the playoffs. It was just so impressive that Adrian Peterson
Is that
came
coming
off a
the
torn
ACL,
ACL,
right? Yeah,
coming off the ACL, ran for
and ran
2K.
for 2K. Yeah,
It was the media
as the only
pushing.
offense,
but
like the
look,
only
look.
weapon.
Look,
Mhm.
this is why the MVPs, this is why the Heisman, this is why all that shit gets so convoluted. Is because you have to
That's a
mix
good word.
in.
That's 5 points.
Okay.
You have to make. You have
Okay,
to mix
so-
in wins. You have to have winning. You have to win at some clip because in history of all sports, you could say at certain points, 05 Kobe MVP, he didn't win it. 06 Kobe MVP, he didn't win it. 07 Kobe MVP, he didn't win it, and it's because he wasn't winning games. He wasn't making his team that much better. So it's always going to come from them. Usually on those teams, as of late, the quarterbacks are the reason that they're that good. Not very like James Cook, you could say, is having an impressive year.
Yeah.
Does James Cook have this year in a different team? Or
No.
is it James Cook has this year because of Josh Allen?
So okay, so we can agree that fine. We can agree the MVP's quarterback award, whatever. Are we in agreement that DPOY is Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about OPOY? Who would
Jackson
you make
Smith-Njigba.
OPOY? You think Smith and Jigba
Yeah,
over
I-
Bijan record?
Yeah, you may give it that one. It doesn't really matter. That one is just really the best player on it. So that
that's-
one you may get to give to Bijan. Yeah, I think
Which
you
sucks
give it
because
to
me
Bijan.
and you owe
Jackson bro.
me and you owe Isaiah an apology because
For what?
we were frying the
Isaiah.
fuck out of him
Man, fuck
half a
that.
season ago about Jonathan Taylor.
Fuck that. Give him fucking Phillip Rivers as his quarterback and
I
let
mean, that's
defenses
true.
playing Bijan say, "Hey, but that again, that's why I'm
Bro,
saying
we
is
had
it-
that argument, and then that week he
All right,
went
all
ham
right.
on the Falcons, and then
All
after
right.
that he completely
All right,
disappeared.
all right, because you
Go
wanted
ahead,
to say
go
something
ahead.
slick.
I
You wanted
can't
to say
say
something
slick.
slick.
Fuck Bijan.
Look at the quarterback play of the person that, like, on the Falcons. You're gonna
Kirko?
argue.
Kirko was
Kirko-
dominating.
Compared
balling.
to
No,
Phillip,
no. He played with two different quarterbacks, just like Jonathan Taylor.
compared to Phillip.
Before that, we were
Phillip
talking about.
Rivers,
I remember.
34
No.
years
No.
old from
Can-
the
let me say
couch.
something. Let me tell you something. At one point, after at 6 weeks into the season, I remember us really having a discussion about, is Daniel Jones like an early MVP
No, nigga,
candidate?
y'all had that conversation. I told y'all, I thought how he's producing, yes. But do I trust that he's going to be the MVP? No.
You didn't
because
trust
at
it,
some
but
point,
we had the discussion.
Hey, let's be
The
fair.
discussion was
Though.
had.
If he doesn't break his leg, if he's healthy all season, he's the MVP because that completely changed the offense.
Yeah,
Danny Dimes,
they're going to give it to
when
him
he couldn't run
in
and
that
he had to stand
instance.
there.
In that
Yeah.
instance, yeah, he was going to get it because he was a production. But I do think
Yes.
who is causing it and who I think is the true MVP of that season or of that team would have been Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor,
because
Yeah.
it made it so much easier for Daniel Jones. Bijan, he is also the same thing. But I'm saying once you get Phillip Rivers as the quarterback, you understand he ain't throwing the ball 20 yards. Move them safeties closer to the line and let's rock. Kirko is still at least throwing the ball down the field. He might throw it to
I'm
the
not
wrong
gonna lie,
team.
man. I just never like, and we played against him 2 or 3 years when he was at Texas, but I just did not know he was that fucking.
Bijan was like that?
in the hole.
I knew
Bro,
that.
his cuts are ridiculous.
I knew that.
Oh my
Well, I
goodness.
think at Texas, you look at the team's overall success whenever he was there, and it's kind of hidden. Like he
They had a two-back
wasn't
system.
asked. Yeah, he wasn't asked to do a whole lot, and
Yeah,
so
bro,
now
this
that
is-
he's like, he
Well, he was-
looks at the OC and Zach Robinson and goes, "Hey, let me praise God for a second. Give me this stretch. I'm gonna use the cutback, or give me a screen. I'm gonna take this shit to the house for 80 yards. Give me a simple
they
zone
ran
concept."
they ran an off tackle against the Rams, and he hit that hole and juked 2 people. I was like, oh my god.
Even his
would
rookie
never.
year, the shit that he was doing, I was like, I don't think we really saw this at Texas. It's because he didn't have to, though.
Yeah, well, he
didn't have to.
did too.
did.
They only gave him like 14
I was gonna
carries
say
at
I did
Texas.
see it a couple
Yeah.
times. I mean, that one run he had against OU when OU beat him with Dylan Gabriel, that run he had in the fourth, it was like a 75-yard run or some shit. He juked like 8 people.
Yes.
Like I saw it then, but he does it every
hated
fucking time he touches the ball.
I remember the conversation the week after that game too of like, oh, fucking OU's defense, here we go again. I thought he was brought in to fix this defense. Like, no, Bijan is just really
just
that
that
good.
Bijan
good.
is that good.
He's
yeah.
really that good. But yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Isaiah, take your flowers,
Grab
bro.
on.
Bijan had a better year than Jonathan Taylor. I agree. I did believe that both of them are the best two. I just think the reason JT's production doesn't overmatch Bijan's this year is because
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, bro.
Obviously. Yeah, obviously.
Both of them.
but-
Both of them. I say those two, Jameer Gibbs, and I think those three. I feel comfortable saying are the best running backs, and then I'll start to get into honestly the Devon Achans and the Jalen Warrens, and I slid that shit in there.
James Cook and
Travis
fucking
Etienne,
Chase Brown.
I he producing like this again. Travis
comeback season. Yeah, comeback season. By the
Well,
way.
you know what's
From
funny, man,
ETN.
is last year I talked you into taking Travis Etienne and he didn't do a fucking thing.
Bro, yeah, I've never
This year,
taken.
I talked you into Brian Thomas.
Everybody listen to why. You're like, I'm not listening to you at all. It's coming.
Shit, that's fucking
I made
funny,
sure.
man.
I trusted you, and I've
I know,
trusted
I'm
you
sorry.
too much, and you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's over with now. Hickson sent me a
Don't
message.
take any more. Don't
Hickson,
take any more Jags.
Yeah, Hickson sent me a message, and he was like, "Yeah, that's your problem." He was like, "You know, Cameron's biased to his team. You should have remembered that." And I was like, "Man."
Yeah.
But anyways,
Okay.
all right. So wait, was that both questions you had, Isaiah? Before we?
Yeah.
right.
We've answered them. We haven't gotten to the bodyguard, sports media
okay.
personality.
All right.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Isaiah, I want to
And-
know because you made it sound like this shit is cut and dry.
Wait, which one?
answer.
It's very cut and dry.
Bodyguard.
There's
Okay.
only one
so,
man.
So let me ask the question first.
Hold on.
All right.
Before we get into that, okay, ask the question and then I'll ask mine because
No, go ahead and ask yours.
I just want to know: Are we
No.
talking historically or current?
No,
NFL?
current NFL.
Current.
Current.
Okay, thank you.
Current.
All right, good.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I want to know.
All right. The question is, and this was submitted by a listener. So if you want your questions asked on the pod, then comment, tell us what
Holler
you want us
at
to
your
ask.
boys.
Yeah,
Holler at
but
your boys.
the question is, if you had to pick one player from the NFL to be your bodyguard, who would you hire?
Go ahead,
There's
Evan.
only one answer, and it's Trent Williams. He's throwing everybody out the club.
Hey,
There's
hey.
only one answer.
give me
Or-
some on that, baby, because
or-
that's who I
That's
was
it.
taking.
3 or
That's
4
it.
years ago, I'm agreeing with you. Give me a healthy Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett, bro. That's it.
The
Miles
only
Garrett's
Miles
so much
Garrett,
of
give
a-
me Miles
so much
drawback
of a cool kid,
is
man, like-
is Miles Garrett. I was gonna
I don't
say
think he has a
there's
mean
Trent
side.
Williams. There's Miles Garrett.
I say that, but
And
he did try to
then-
kill Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. Mike, I think Micah too, because of how I seen Micah in the ring with a sumo wrestler. And the sumo wrestler
CJ
got
Stroud
him.
was in the same ring.
Bro, Micah Parsons is an athletic freak. Don't sit here and act like he wouldn't flip somebody over. And you could flip spot Micah
I'm not
Parsons and
saying
Brock
that.
Lesnar.
I'm
Bro, if
saying
he F5 the dude on a pool table at a bar, you would be like,
I'm saying top to bottom. I'm going attitude, athleticism.
Trent
Okay.
old. If he gets knee kicked,
I don't give a fuck how old he is.
It's over with. It's over with. Miles is athletic.
What's his Mad rating? What's
Miles?
Trent Williams' Mad rating right now? He's in the high 90s.
No,
and he's 38 years old.
Listen,
there's a reason for that.
You learned this from the older generation. I know you.
Okay, then give me Darnell Washington at this point.
Thank you. I was about to say him too.
I'm saying, listen,
he's
a cool dude, but I'm saying usually the dudes that are the most outwardly emotional, they get to where they need to aggressively, and they just idle there. But the dudes that are just kind of calm, cool, and collected, and are built like that, when they snap, it's over with. So I'm expecting Miles to just crack and then just see him windmill in that basketball and be like, bro, imagine if he had a body in his hands and
I'm scared because when he dunked that ball, it looked like whenever in that 2K edit where somebody edited The Rock to play basketball, that's what Myles Garrett looks like playing basketball.
See, and y'all going
it just doesn't look right.
Y'all going strength. I'm going strength and athleticism.
I got a sleeper though that my top would be Trent because I've just seen his mean side way too often. I don't know. Trent would be an easy pick to me. My sleeper would be DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean
he's big as fuck. He's mean. He's quiet.
He is.
I mean until you piss him off.
He is. He always needs some sugar.
He's an intimidating presence.
Yeah,
bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, DK would be a sleeper.
Darnell Washington. Me and my wife had the conversation, and I said out of DK and Darnell, I would pick Darnell for the same reason I just said I would pick my Miles over Trent because DK wears it and he idles here. Darnell is a teddy bear. If that boy crashed out,
you don't say shit,
brother.
Yeah,
brother.
Bro, he's so big. God,
but he's every interview. If you after this, if you just go to YouTube and type in Darnell Washington interview, every pregame, postgame, whatever, he's smiling, bro. You look at him and you're like, bro, this dude is still just a baby. He's like 25, and so it's like if he crashes out.
I will say Myles Garrett though. The one time I've ever seen him crash out, he did try to kill Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
In the middle on live TV.
Live TV. Bro couldn't have beat that case. And he was definitely like,
imagine if they weren't in the middle of a sanctioned sporting event.
Yeah.
And Mason called him the N-word.
Yeah. Curious. And again, I don't think Trent is a bad pick because I think Trent's grabbing people by their shirt collars and just throwing people around.
I would pick Trent just because if you're talking about a bodyguard, that's not necessarily meaning you need him to fight somebody. You just need an intimidating motherfucker so people don't mess with you. Trent's my guy.
You're right, but
give me Trent with a hat and a pair of shades, bro.
You're right, but maybe I want to give my bodyguard a.
I was scared of Trent Williams. I was scared of Trent Williams last night, and he was in street clothes and sunglasses at nighttime.
That's crazy. But no. Maybe I want to give my bodyguard a Ray Lewis speech before we go out to get him in that attitude. I'm playing nothing but YBN Melly. I'm playing NBA Youngboy. I'm playing the crazy Lil Jon, the old school. I'm playing shit to get him in the right mindset. So if somebody even comes up and even says something, he just grabs hands and just starts. So yeah, and I think like I said, if I watched him F5 somebody in a situation, I would just be like,
could you imagine if Myles Garrett is like, I'm gonna do a little string of WWE appearances?
I could see it. I could see him trying the same shooting star press that Brock Lesnar tried and almost broke his neck. That's how athletic he is. It doesn't make any sense, bro. It doesn't make any sense. But okay, so off that, what was y'all's favorite Disney and Pixar movies growing up?
There's only one answer to this question, and this is the Toy Story franchise. That's
Anyways,
there's only one answer.
Mine would have to be
Duke Kaboom.
Probably Toy Story, and then a close second, a sleeper to me would be Mulan.
Ooh, Mulan is
Mulan had bangers, bro.
That's a banger. I'm going older school, and I'm going The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh God, Dude, The Emperor's New Groove.
That's
You know,
my
and
banger, bro.
Aladdin is up there too for
Yeah,
me, and
yeah, no,
it's hard
Aladdin.
not to go with
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Aladdin's a classic. Lion King is classic. There's a lot of classics. Cars, in my opinion, is a classic. I
Yeah.
still love watching A Bug's Life, but for me,
I'm not
if I
gonna
don't
front. I've never watched any of the Cars movies ever.
Really?
Never. That's
okay,
the
well,
one franchise I
let's just
never
continue.
watched.
Let's just continue this and act like Isaiah's not here because he acts like
Yeah.
he doesn't have Disney Plus and he can't just watch Cars.
I
Come
know I
on, man.
can.
It's a good
Get your
movie.
shit
Never.
together, you
It's a
know?
good
I just
movie.
never
Mater?
have.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're.
I just never
God,
have.
It's about Route 60. Shut up, Isaiah.
bro.
Shut up.
Literally.
Shut up. Shut up.
Ka-chow.
It's like that's like saying I haven't watched Sandlot. Well, okay, bro. Let's see. All right. So Cameron asked a good question. It's like, what is the most heartbreaking moment in sports? And it could be like, explain it, Cameron. Explain it.
Just anything. It can be if like a team was supposed to be dominant and just kind of like fell off. It could be an athlete's fall from grace. It can be draft busts. It can be like somebody like something tragic happening, somebody dying, somebody losing their
Jeez.
career in a way that you know is not the way that you would want to lose their career. So just heartbreaking moments it could be something as simple as a championship loss. I got a few of them.
I'll give you mine, and it's very easy. Mine is the string of moments at the end of Kobe Bryant's life.
Mhm.
The emotional high of watching him have his last game as a Kobe fan and watch him cook and go out the way that he did and have to sit there and be like, man, this is the dude that made me be a Lakers fan. This is the dude that like he's always been my favorite player, and I've watched him through my childhood, and now I'm a man or young adult or whatever, and I'm getting to watch him play his last moment, and then shortly after him losing his life, that is to me that is still the very easiest answer as the saddest sports moment for me. Everything else, like losses and stuff, I've always been good at handling a loss. I hate it, but I've always been good at handling it. There's maybe one crash out I've ever had over a sport, and it was when I was playing.
And I was
And
like,
like
tell
a
us about
legit
it.
crash out. And yeah, I was like, I embarrassed my mom and shit. I was slamming my helmet. Cameron, you watch me. I was slamming my helmet on the side. Throw me the fuck. God damn it. But outside of that,
You
like
went you went full TO in
full
that
TO,
moment?
bro, full TO. But yeah, I've always been able to handle losses, so it's never really bothered me. But that Kobe fall off is easy answer for me.
Go ahead, Isaiah.
I said
Oh,
fall off like
okay.
he just lost it. My fault.
I think anytime you watch an athlete either fall from grace or be past their prime and still compete, it's like watching. It's very comparable to watching Rocky fight Tommy Morrison. I ain't no bell. Like you just see that fight slowly leave their body, and you just see that they're not the same person that they once were. The people that we idolized, the people that we always loved, to just watch them dominate a sport. You
Are
can
you talking
say,
about Mike Tomlin?
you know what I mean? It's those moments that are very heartbreaking. I mean, I can only make it comparable to like watching like Anderson Silva, right? Like Anderson Silva's last couple of fights in the UFC, you're like, fuck, man, this is sad. Or like watching who else? Like Frankie Edgar's last couple fights in the UFC. You know, like people like that. Even when Anthony Smith, like people like that, you can compare.
Jose Aldo after Connor beat
Yeah,
him.
would you watch like the old lion, get overtook by a younger buck type of thing? That's always heartbreaking. I also wrote down two more. I think one of the most heartbreaking ones, I put losing a championship, but I think that's just overall accepted. And one of the last things that I put was knowing it'll be the last time you'll play a sport with that group of people.
That is like I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's a really good ass answer because yeah, That's always been something for me at the end of a season whenever I was playing any sport or anything like that I was like, it sucks because it's always a good, like maybe there's a couple of years in a sport that I had that I would never go back to. Matter of fact, I know there's some years in like football especially, I can point one out every single time that I was legit like I don't want to play this anymore. But anything else, I was pretty much like I loved every single time I played with a specific group of guys. My junior year, whenever we lost, I cried after that game, not because I was mad that we lost, but it was because it was like Cameron's brother
This is
and
it.
like yeah, this is the last time I get to play football with you, like ever, right? Like that's just how it is. And then my senior year, it was I'm like not getting to play football with the dudes that I grew up playing football with anymore. And then I just so it was that. But it's a good ass answer. Even to the coming down to like I'll look back on like the lighthouse at times and I'm like, man,
Hmm.
that shit was dope.
Yeah, but you could come back.
Y'all didn't give me the ball enough and shit. But you feel what I'm
It's not
saying?
too
I
late,
was, I
Marlon. Your
was,
career.
Cameron,
Philip did it. You can do
brother,
it.
brother. If the next time we're hanging out, whenever I stand up, just listen, and then you'll be like, oh, you'll hear my knees when I
Okay.
stand
I
up.
understand.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like
understand
Optimus
now.
Prime. Just
Oh, shit.
about to roll out.
No. And one of the last moments that I had wrote down was so I put like obviously like an old head, like an old dominant athlete being past his prime, losing a championship, knowing it'll be the last time that you compete with that group of people. The last one that I put was any sort of career ending injury to a player. We don't see it as often as we used to, obviously, with like, sports medicine getting better. But anytime that happens, I feel like that's one of the most heartbreaking moments because you knew, like, I compare it to like the biggest one that I think we all use is like the Bo Jackson thing. Obviously, we weren't alive yet, but it's like,
That I would
bro,
say Michael Irvin. I remember watching it, and
yeah.
Mike was past his prime too. But
Hmm.
I remember watching the play where his career was over, and it was
Hmm.
just like, yeah, they carted him off, and I'm like, man,
Troy
that's like
Aikman
that's
still had time,
yeah, but
but he
yeah,
just got knocked out a million times.
yeah,
He's like
that
one
but
of those.
that yeah, but I was like, that was the indication, like, oh, this franchise it's done. That was the Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes tearing his ACL moment.
Yeah.
That's that. And before you go,
Yeah.
Cam, real quick, to add to Kobe, for me, it's been very easily Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, in a lot of ways, did the same thing that Kobe did for me, where it was like I could rely on him a lot. He was clutch. I knew he would go out swinging. He was always going to have my favorite team competitive so that I could talk some shit and feel comfortable talking shit. And since Ben, brother,
Yeah.
when's the last time y'all can remember me talking shit about the Steelers and being truthfully honest about the shit that I was saying?
It had to have been, to me, it had to have been that year that y'all lost to Jacksonville
Yeah,
when
that
they
was
were like
it.
15 and 1 or 14 and
That
2 or
was
whatever.
it, bro.
Yeah.
That broke my damn
You were
egos.
talking
I was
so much
yeah,
shit
yeah,
before that
yeah.
divisional game.
I have been in Steelers depression since that moment, and that's why I am literally,
2017. It's
yeah,
almost
bro.
10 years ago.
I'm literally looking at this year as you got to win, dog. Because if you don't, I just 2017, bro. My kids have not experienced a Steelers playoff, bro. I got an 8, a 6, and a 2-year-old. What are we doing?
Oh shit. Okay, so I wrote down a few. I'm gonna start with the most obvious ones. The most gripping, uh, heartbreaking moment in my life, the most impactful in my entire life was Kobe. I remember when I saw it on the news, I kept scrolling because I was thinking, there's no way this shit is real. There's no fucking way. And I remember sitting around like, I can't believe Kobe's gone. It's like, wow. Um, Him being one of the goats of my generation and then dying at 40 the way that he died and just not being here anymore, was one of the most gut wrenching moments in sports history to me. Jose Fernandez, obviously. I mean, the man went out having the time of his life. So, I mean, I guess that's good. But that was pretty fucking sad
There's only
across
one way to
baseball.
die, and I think he
And
did
that's
it.
with cocaine and strippers.
Bro,
I think he did it.
prayers to the family. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember how how big that was in the baseball, in the Major League Baseball circle. Like everybody tributed to him. Everybody wore 16. Like, and then the D Gordon home run is the only home run he hit all year, was his first at bat the next game. Like all that shit was cool to me. Um, and then some other ones. Dale Earnhardt. I mean, that was a big one. That was pretty sad. That whole
It's
deal. I
still
mean,
sad, low key.
and
I'm
it
I'm
completely
not.
Yeah.
transformed NASCAR.
I was gonna say I'm not even a
Mhm.
NASCAR fan, and that's one of those moments that it's like that's what I do know of NASCAR is like
Yeah.
Dale, like that
There's a
that passing
reason
was.
that people still say, "Raise hail, praise Dale."
And I always
I
say fuck fear, give me a beer.
Drake Bear.
Yeah, Stone
Drake
Cold
Bear.
Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
and then some that don't involve deaths. I have three. Um, I think that when and I don't know if you guys remember this, but Marquise Goodwin scored a touchdown for San Francisco the day after his baby had died.
Yes,
That
Yeah, I
was
remember that.
one of the saddest moments in a single football game I've ever seen in my life. The way he
yes,
went down to his knees and just kind of lost control of himself was super sad to me. Um, Ryan Shazier was one of the most heartbreaking moments, that because he was so good, and it just a freak accident cost him not only his career, but shit, he finally can walk now. That's good.
yeah.
But I remember watching that live and thinking, oh my God, he's paralyzed. Like the way he rolled his body over and his legs just kind of flopped around. I was like, oh my God, he's paralyzed.
I
So
yeah
that
I
was kind of sad.
I knew when they were waving how frantically they were waving. I was like,
Yeah,
that's not good. He can't move. And when the camera panned in, you could see that he was still awake. So I was like,
yeah.
I usually guys get knocked out and they go stiff like Tua, and he's fully awake and he just
And
can't
he's
move.
not, and he's not like when they panned into him, he's not like panicking. He's more like he's not saying anything. It's almost like he's like it's like in his on the surface, it's a oh my God moment. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck am I going to do? I can't feel
I
my
can't.
legs.
I can't. Yeah, I can't move. I
Yeah,
can't feel
it's not
anything.
like he's like freaking out or anything. He's just laying there looking around like in a state of shock. I just that's to me that like watching that live was almost comparable to watching the DeMar Hamlin thing live. Except, Hamlin obviously was
That
able to come
was
back and play.
yeah. That one
But it
that one I
That one
know
was
that's
probably the
yeah.
craziest one.
That was a and I know like at times I'll make light of it, and it's not that I make light of it because I think that light of it. It's just that is a horrible traumatic experience for anybody that
It's
was watching. And
it's
yeah.
like a one in
ev-
a billion phenomenon.
yes, and
He got hit the same time his heart was in rhythm, and it
yes,
knocked his heart out of rhythm
that's well, just yeah,
completely.
but like just the after the fallout of it, because it's one of those
Mhm.
where it's like as someone who played football forever, as someone who's watched football for even longer, I I've never seen anything like that, and so it's
Yeah.
like it's almost comparable to when Owen Hart fell off the top of the rafters for the
Yep.
WWE because it's something that's
Oh,
not
No.
supposed to
Yeah.
happen, and
Nobody.
it just
No.
happens.
Mhm.
bro. I
Nobody
fucking miss
knows how
I
to
didn't even
address
think
it.
That
about it.
was
Nobody knows.
I bro
Like.
Owen Hart's fallen was probably like first big time entertainment traumatic event
Like death.
that I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
that I can remember because I can remember it was in the paper the next day in Oklahoma, dog. Like if you make
Yeah.
if WWE or WWF at the time made Oklahoma papers, it was because something crazy happened. And so whenever I seen that Owen was dead, I was like, "What?" So I can remember how the next day, Monday Night Raw, they're all crying and shit. They couldn't show it. Obviously, I'm like, what the fuck? But like, you could when you hear him live at the time, if you had the internet, you could look it up and you could find videos where he was screaming. The video that everybody saw of
Yeah.
a dude
When he's
falling through
falling.
tables and stuff, that was New Jack trying to kill somebody else legitly. If you haven't watched Dark Side of the Ring, New Jack, go
Yeah.
watch it and it'll tell
Perfect
you the
thing.
story. Yeah.
Yes.
But the true
Yes.
video that everyone could see is you could hear him screaming. And I think the transcript said that he was screaming, "Everybody watch out," as he was falling. And I'm like, terrifying.
Yeah.
Because
Terrifying.
that's it, man.
Well,
That's
I'm gonna keep it. I wouldn't have been able to yell. Everybody, I would have. As soon as I slipped off, I'm dying. My heart can't take
Yeah.
that, baby. I'm out of there.
it's
But just the
comparable to when a chute doesn't open and you know you're about to fall to your death. You
Well,
die before you hit the ground.
that's
me, dog.
what I sat around and talked to like my mom and Kaylee and whatnot when Kobe died. Is like I, I could not imagine what was going through his mind when he knew they were free falling and he had his daughter on board with him. Like how the amount of bravery, you know what I'm saying, to be able to tell your daughter it's going to be okay. You know, nobody knows that that's what happened, but that's what I would imagine I would do if me and Jackson were on a damn plane or a helicopter. Like to be able to hold yourself together so that your son doesn't know that you're fixing to perish is, you know what I'm
I
saying?
can,
Like that's just
yeah, I can tell
horrifying
you
to
to
think of.
this day. That's why I'll fly, but your boy
I'd
is
rather drive.
terrified. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather
oh,
drive. I don't
my
give a fuck
boy,
how far.
Hey, we flew to Vegas a few years ago,
And you were
and
still like,
bro, no. Because I'd been on a plane before. I'm cool with it, right? But
yeah, I've done it too.
dude
Yeah,
says turbulence, so I'm
Yeah.
expecting just a little shaking. You know what I'm saying?
No, not in Vegas.
Nah,
just a
Not
dog,
in Vegas.
little.
brother. It felt like the nose of the plane went down, and so much so. And I shit you not, you can ask my wife. I screamed. Everybody on the plane heard me. No. A long. And
Well, and I mean, I'm going to Arizona in like a week. Well, less than a week. I'm going to Arizona on like Wednesday, and I'm still like, I told my wife, I was like, yeah, we can drive. It's only 16 hours. And she was like, fuck that. That's too far of a drive. We need to fly. And I was like, okay, we'll fly. It's only like a 3 hour flight, but your boy is still like, I'm worried. And the moment we go like this,
Bro. The
even when we flew to
Vegas
Mexico, I'm still,
Vegas is still the only flight I've ever been on that I felt turbulence. Like, and it was like we were on takeoff and it was like we went up and then dropped and then went up and dropped again. I'm like, oh my God, Taylor, we're gonna fucking die. We're gonna
see,
die.
I wasn't ready for it. Maybe I'm just
everyone's safe. The cabin's pressurized. I don't give a fuck.
people.
That
listening,
is still
look, people
scary.
listening. People listening, like, man, y'all soft. Look, everybody got their fears, and whatever your fear is,
Yeah.
whenever I find out, I'm a clown your motherfucker.
I'm gonna exploit the shit out of that because flying is still top tier. My wife at one point when we go to Arizona was like, "We should take a hot air balloon ride," and I was like, "No, no."
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll never get in a hot air balloon ever.
Yeah, my wife
She
I
was
have a
like,
hard
"Well,"
time getting on a damn roller coaster. Shit.
I ain't gonna lie
she's
to you.
like, "We'll be strapped in." I was like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing that."
No, there's traumatic events are crazy and being able to express them. Bro, one of mine, 9/11. I can still tell that 9/11 is a traumatic experience in my life.
Yep.
Brother, we went to the Devon Tower, the top to Vast.
And that's all you think about, isn't it?
All I thought about
Yes.
was I was like,
You're like, "Where's the plane coming
I'm not
from,
even-
dog? Where's
I'm
the
not even gonna
plane
lie,
at?"
man. When I go up there, I think I've been there 4 times. Every time
Your
that
boys went
that
up there.
thought
Your
creeps in,
boys
it's
went
like,
up there
man,
once, and he ain't going back.
yeah, I'm
I'm
like,
telling you,
man,
I
if
ain't
there's
going
a
back.
fucking truck parked down, it's a homemade bomb, and it blows up the bottom of this building. This is not how I want to go out.
It's McVeigh's son somewhere. Just
Final
fucking-
destination. Take a bow. You did well. You did well.
Thanks for enabling a whole millennial generation to have fear for the rest of their
I
lives.
watched that new movie, and it wasn't it, but it was all right.
The old
Anyways.
ones, though, Jesus.
Yeah.
My last one before I'm done on this, which, and like I said, this isn't as crazy as the other ones, but to me, it was kind of a heartbreaking moment when KD tore his Achilles in Toronto and the crowd celebrated.
Fuck
Now
yeah,
you
dude.
feel what you want
That's
about
just
KD,
disgusting.
feel what
okay?
you want about KD. But,
Social media
man,
was
like when
worse.
somebody has that traumatic of an injury and it's possibly a career ender, you don't fucking celebrate, dude. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
when you watch the rubber band get clipped like that, like the same
Yeah.
thing with Halliburton.
And he
Like,
had
it's
that
just,
same
ooh.
face that Shazier had. Like he didn't really scream in
Yeah.
pain or freak out.
He was just like,
he looked at
Uh,
he was like he had
When-
that face
Come
of
on, KD's.
oh shit. Yes.
Yeah, Katie's looked like he knew what it was, and he was like, I think he was more or less accepting, like, well,
Ooh, I guess
this
the
series is
better
over
thing,
with.
yeah, the better thing to say is like non-contact sports injuries are
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every
Like
single one of them, especially when somebody is on. And again, it's crazy for me. Like the Hallie one was because of how he was playing, but it's like you're already almost on borrowed time because of that calf injury. But
Yeah.
that
And you're trying to
one,
gut it out to win a
yeah,
championship, to
when
win the ultimate goal.
it
Like, yeah.
sucks when people are gutting it out and they just
Bro,
that happens.
and I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, man, we're gonna fucking lose game 7 at home. The way Hallie came out and started,
his
bro,
first
banging
three
them fucking
minutes,
threes.
he had
Bro.
9 points in like
Yeah,
3 minutes.
That
I
boy
was like,
came
Bam,
out
this,
bam,
like he
bam.
was that
He said,
Toradol
"This is
shot or that Toradol
I
shot was
literally was sitting here
quick.
like, this is fucking
this is
stupid. I hate this
Bruce's time."
team.
We were podcasting with our other
Old members,
podcasts,
yeah. And
yeah, old
as it
members,
happened,
and I
Isaiah
actually
saw
had
it
my
first.
antennae still on, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh
So
shit!"
so the way that it was is
The
Isaiah
reactions.
he was first. Mine was after his. Zach's was after his, and then I think Isaiah's brothers was last. So you could
Yeah,
hear it
Tony's
on
is
the
last.
episode of like Isaiah goes, "Oh," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "You'll see it." And then I see it, and I'm like, "Oh!" And then
I literally
it's like,
was
"What?"
like, "Oh
Zach's
my
like,
god!"
"Yeah." Zach's like, "What happened?" And then it showed the replay, and you could like in slow motion where you could see it sliding
Yeah, the
up,
recoil.
and I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
and then Zach goes, "Well, fuck,
Yeah,
man, fucking calf strains, man. Oh my
yeah,
god!"
yeah.
Like
That
Zach just
those are
felt
Bro, if
disgusted.
somebody ever
Yeah.
tells me calf strain, I'm just no.
take a
You
month
know?
off. Take a
Yeah,
month.
bro. No. I'm
Don't
good.
you should barely walk at this point if you have a if you have a calf strain.
Tell my
Just
job
calf
done.
strain.
Anyways,
I didn't mention one that because I didn't think wrestling, but Eddie Guerrero, I remember to this day
yeah,
when he died. Like what I was doing, where I was at when I
It's
got a
Mr.
text message.
Kennedy's fault. It's Mr. Kennedy's fault. If
I
anybody's.
didn't want to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to acknowledge that that was also one of the most heartbreaking things in my sports life
yeah.
because I didn't think wrestling whenever I was making my list. But
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
would say that was probably more traumatic to me than Dale Earnhardt.
yeah. For me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was gonna ask another question, and then we can go ahead and get them on out of here. Who's your favorite member of the sports media right now? And this could be local or national. It doesn't matter.
If we're okay,
Any sport.
So
Any sport.
I talked.
I got two.
Yeah, I got
Actually,
two.
I'm gonna give y'all three because a recent event made this guy one of my heroes.
Okay.
Man.
All right. So there's really only two names that should really be brought up. And if you ever watched the documentary, the 30 for 30 that came out, it'll better highlight this man. Stuart Scott,
Man.
by far, all timer. Not only for his impact, but
Okay, well,
the battle that.
give me an all timer. Sorry to cut you off. Give me an all timer and give me a current.
Okay, so all timer is Stuart Scott, by far. I wrote some other names down. I'll just rapid fire them. Stuart Scott, all timer. Current / retired, give me Jim Ross, Michael Cole, and Scott Van Pelt. And local, give me Jonathan Davis for his absolutely semi-racist antics and his ignorance. And that's it.
For me, all timers got to be. I mean, there's one answer, man. Stuart Scott. Like, I feel like he was ESPN, and he was one of the biggest reasons why SportsCenter blew up as much as it did, and why people. I feel like he's one of the reasons why people hate where SportsCenter is now and how it's all debate and not highlights, because Stuart Scott made highlights like must see TV.
Exciting, yes.
Yeah, like the way he presented them, commented on them was like Chris Berman on primetime. Like you want to watch that. So he would be my all timer. It's not even close. But I got three. Current day. Number one is it's got to be Scott Van Pelt. I mean, that shit he pulled on New Year's Eve was fantastic.
Fucking
that
stupid.
was fantastic. Come on, guys. What are we?
He said, "Come on, what
are we doing?" He was,
there.
That was great.
We got everything here.
By the way,
Yeah.
fucking championship, like pause right there. Championship catch. You know, almost
Yes.
slipped.
He knew.
Almost
He
slipped.
knew.
Yeah.
This is
And
my
immediately
job. This
turned
is
the
my
corner.
career. Yes. By
Good save.
far.
Good save.
Top 10 save of all time.
Yeah. And then the other two I got, it's got to be McAfee. I'm a huge McAfee fan. I think he's hilarious. I think he's got good intel. The things he says is great. I like the way he's revolutionized like the podcast game and brought it to mainstream. But it's got to be McAfee, and then also, man, give me Teague, bro, in the 520 podcast. Jeff Teague is
Okay.
fucking hilarious, bro. That whole podcast is so
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
It is, but they say some stupid ass shit.
I mean, they
sometimes.
do,
But I listen to Gil. I listen to Gil's Arena too, and
yeah, Gil's is
I'm not.
nice.
I'm not
He's
gonna lie
funny.
to y'all.
him
So,
and Nick Young's beef as like almost a sibling rivalry is the funniest thing.
yeah, it is, and then with Kenyon on it too, and then
Yeah.
occasionally Skip. But then even on the
And-
football side of it, you have like Gerald McCoy and Aqib Talib with Skip, and I actually like listening to him because it's comical. It's something that I prefer now that there's really no good debate shows, in my opinion, that are on par with like Prime First Take or even Undisputed. All the shit now,
Yeah.
like on First Take, I can watch it, but it doesn't catch my attention. They're like, but I will say, for me, Stuart Scott, all timer, easy. Him, Isaiah, the JR callback, butter.
Yeah.
Good callback. He's to me is the GOAT. Give me Jerry the King Lawler too as my all timers.
Okay.
Michael
As a
Cole,
misogynistic, funny piece of shit.
yes, he was able to change with the times though. When it
Yeah,
was
I'll
okay
give him that.
to do that, he did it. And then even after that was no longer acceptable, he was still a very good commentator because he was good at getting sympathy and good at being a heel whenever he needed to. But currently, McAfee, Cameron, you kind of hit everything on the head with it. I love McAfee. He does great work, and he always he hits everything. WWE, he hits pro, college, all that shit, and
Yeah.
I love it. For me personally, too, though, because of the story, and not a lot of people like him, but I like the whole pivot like forum.
Okay.
RC, Fred Taylor, and Channing
Channing.
Crowder, because
Okay.
they get to sit down with the athletes and give you a glimpse of the
I think unfiltered version of themselves.
like they just bring people on and let them talk their shit so that you can see it. And it almost comes off as like you feeling sympathetic for certain guys, but it's a chance for those dudes to like get their shit off. Like Lane
Tell
Kiffin
you how
was on
they
there.
feel.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's was on there. Mike Tomlin's been on there a few times. Like they've had good people. Michael Beasley. They've
Yeah.
had people come on there. I like that style of journalism too.
I can honestly say that even though we didn't say Shannon Sharp,
I fuck with
He
Shannon
get-
right now too.
he gets people drunk so they can talk about what they really want to talk about.
But I also him and Ocho on Nightcap. I listen to
Yeah,
them because
they
you get both perspectives. You get the I'm gonna pack my lunch pail and I need to work, and then you also get the man, fuck all that. It shouldn't be that serious kind of perspective too, because there's always both sides for people whenever it comes to
Exactly.
conversations and how people produce. So I like hearing both of them, so that I don't
Do-
just come in and be like, man, fuck this guy. He doesn't work hard, bro. Kenny Pickett worked real hard. He worked
he
real hard.
tried so hard. He's got the heart the size of Texas, but the athletic ability of Rhode Island. Okay.
There you go. But yeah, I was gonna say we can go ahead and finish up and talk to the listeners. What do y'all want to leave them with?
Joe Rogan should be a part of that conversation, but I'll let Cameron go first.
Oh, technically he is because he does UFCs and his pod. Yeah, no, Joe Rogan definitely has to be. He definitely does because he does a good job of letting just like his podcast is comedy.
He lets people talk.
Yeah, and he's had fighters on there. Like Terrence Crawford was on there a few months ago.
Yep.
He brings a lot of good people in. So yeah, he's got to be on there. The UFC wise too. He is the
Yes.
reason that these fighters get as popular as they do. Once
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the or hear the Joe Rogan stamp of approval for a fighter, you start paying attention. What is his name? Gable Stevenson. He's trying to make his way to the UFC. Joe had him on this past week. I listened to it.
Yeah.
I want to see this motherfucker fight in the UFC. He was an
Low
Olympic level
key, yeah.
wrestler. Let's see what he
Mm-hmm.
got. Bo Nichols doing it. Why not?
Yep.
But yeah, I was gonna
It's
say,
crazy.
what you want
I'm
to leave?
sorry. I'm.
Now,
We're
what you want to
still
leave the
tailing off.
people with, boy?
No, I'll let Cameron go first because I had another thought. But
Well, I'll start by saying I think we shaded Jonathan the Coachman. Every other damn WWE
I thought
commentator
about
gets
it.
love.
I thought about it, and because I sent the same message twice. Thanks for pointing it out. Give me Booker T, cause I believe in Joe
Oh my
Hendry.
god,
Joe Hendry.
it's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. It sounds terrible.
Dave, Dave.
I'll just
That
leave
nigga
it,
is so raspy.
bro. I don't understand because, well, I guess he was kind
It
of the
wasn't
same.
raspy when. Oh no, it was his wife that was saying King
Yeah,
Booker, but he was saying King Booker.
Booker.
Look.
But when he was in TNA, he had it too because there's a clip on YouTube you can find where he's stomping somebody and he has the mic in his hand. He's like, "Oh, Booker T sees he goes, oh, he gives him one of them stomps. Ah, do it." He said, "Oh, Booker T sizing him up for this pat this side kick. Here he comes." Ah.
Can you dig it, sucker?
But yeah, anyways, for me, I appreciate anybody for listening. Keep listening. And yeah, if y'all want questions on here, just let us know and we
Yep.
will ask the question and answer it on the pod.
Get, hey, go Steelers. Go Steelers.
For my mental sake,
Go
go
Steelers. Go
Steelers. For my mental
Steelers.
sake, go Steelers. Because,
Go
brothers,
Steelers.
y'all know how toxic it'll be if the Steelers lose this game.
Steel City, let's weld.
They're going to melt down. It's going to melt down.
They're gonna melt down.
It's going to melt down, bro. It is because it's we're seeing it in real time. We talked about earlier, Isaiah, you did, sorry to continue, but you see people have success and then at some point they don't have it anymore. And if that's what is truly happening,
It's crazy because it's like Pittsburgh is like an oil fire. It's just a slow burn.
yeah.
It's not a dumpster fire at
And
all.
it's
A
crazy.
slow and painful death.
Yeah, and the crazy thing that people never talk about, especially in the national media whenever it comes to Mike Tomlin and why I think Mike Tomlin wins today, but the reason that I'm fine with them moving on from him is because who was Mike Tomlin before he got hired as the Steelers head coach?
A defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. Who was Bill Cowher before he was hired as the Steelers head coach?
I wasn't born yet.
He was a special teamer. You were born, but he was a special teamer with the Browns. Special teams coach with the Browns.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They weren't big fucking signings. They didn't go out and get somebody that had won 50 games in the NFL at the time. What did they do? They hired some no-name defensive coordinator that had a big chin and was mean as fuck. And he came in and he changed the culture away from what Chuck Noll had built, and he had success and won a Super Bowl, and it appeared in two. Mike Tomlin, they were like, this dude was white. We're bringing in a black dude with the swag and this.
Let's change it up.
Mike T? Y'all remember young Mike T?
Yeah, he was skinny.
Like he was like that. And what I'm saying is my man's is old now. He don't have that no more. And that's why I'm like, maybe it's
it's the bug eyes of Omar Epps that are comparable to Mike Tomlin.
Now he just looks like an old one because his interviews, he's always like, the standard, we didn't play well tonight. We didn't execute on possession down balls.
I feel like when I see him interview, I feel like I get a sense of I'm tired of this shit. Like he doesn't want to quit because
we not playing both sides of the ball.
Like,
well,
fuck this shit. If I get fired,
well, that and I also think some of it too at times is he's like, y'all seen the shit on the field. Why y'all asking me? Stop asking me stupid fucking questions.
He's just tired.
And that's you got to move on because if he's not willing to call the people out directly and say this is what needs to change in front of the media, then because that's all that
he didn't
matters
used to
now.
be. He didn't used to be like that. When Ben and AB were there, he would call them out.
Kind of.
I think Ben would do.
Our receivers didn't play well.
Yes, but at the time you have to think at that point, social media did not dictate the rumblings of the fans. So it was so much harder for people to care. Now with social media, everybody can care. Everybody can you can kind of feel the sense of the fandom. And I don't know, Mike Tomlin I don't like him. I'm done with it.
I still fuck with Mike Tomlin, man.
I
I
do
don't.
too. I do too, but I just
I
don't
know
think that
that you're in
he's
a state of
right.
mediocrity and it's time to kind of move on, but I still feel like he could be a good head coach somewhere
Well,
else,
so
like
but
maybe
here's
a fresh
here's
start.
here's my thing. When the Patriots got rid of Belichick, why did people not think that he would be worthy of another NFL job?
Probably because maybe the game's different.
I
Maybe
think the game is
you want
different
some
for
younger people now.
It's kind of like Pop with the Spurs, right?
same thing.
The game has finally passed you by.
Yes. And as great as you were at some point, you are no longer
Mhm.
that. And I think that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I understand people want Tomlin to go elsewhere if he leaves the Steelers, but like it's an offensive minded league. It's all changed. Think back to when Mike Tomlin like his last Super Bowl appearance in 2010. Think of where the world was. Think about what iPhone you had then. Think about who was leading the music world at that point. Think about what movies were popular at that point. All of
The
that shit,
Transformers.
all of that shit is looked at as classics because it was a long ass time ago.
That's Ugg mode now. That's pure Ugg mode now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you just have to be one of the brightest minds in football to coach like like Andy Reid. Like he's still killing it because he's one of the brightest offensive minds. But unless you're one of those kind of guys, you can be a good head coach and have a good run. But once that run is over and the decline starts, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Like
Well,
I feel
and
like
you
Andy Reid
also
could just
have to
keep
look at like Andy Reid has been coaching for like 35 years, right?
yeah.
So he has finally ran into like a different type of player that is going to enter the league. Like
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy is going to be different from Travis Kelsey. That's going to be different from Chris Jones. That's going to be different from Trent McDuffie, right? And he's coaching all of them at the same time. I think this newest generation of athlete that's coming in. I hate to say it, and I hate to sound like an old head, even though like we're all in our 30s. But I think it's more self-serving now than it has ever been before because the exposure of I need to make sure that I'm taken care of before I worry about anybody else. I think that self-serving attitude has become so much more prevalent than what it used to be in any sport. And I'm not trying to, make a crazy take or anything like that. I just think that that's kind of where we're at, right?
I
Like
I'll disagree quickly because just think back to when you played a sport. Do you remember having a bunch of selfish motherfuckers that didn't care? All right, bruh. It's always been there. It's just more in your face because of social media.
I would say it's more in our face because of social media, but that if it's in our face because of social media, it creates more athletes that think that same way.
I don't think it creates more of them. It's just it is what it is kind of thing. You're going to have it regardless. I don't think you can build a team full of people with the same attitude. So it's on the coach to be able to motivate everyone because your job is to take people from different religions, different cultures, and different everything and lead them to being a family and whatnot. Honestly, I think currently we are seeing the renaissance of the offensive minded because it's easier to have an offensive minded head coach and go find a good defensive coordinator than it is to do
Mm-hmm.
the reverse because
Yeah,
currently defensive coordinators don't want to be as aggressive offensively because they don't want to risk their defenses. We see the same thing with Brent Venables in at OU currently. Is that what's going to continue to happen? We have to wait and see. But most defensive minded or defensive minded guys, that's they struggle finding good offensive minded quarterback or coaches because they don't feel comfortable with what it does to the ball. It puts the ball at risk more. When you have an offensive mind, your defensive coordinator's job is to defend no matter where they get the fucking ball. I don't give
I
a
think it's
fuck.
bend don't break now. I think it's
Yeah,
more bend don't
yeah.
break.
But
Yeah,
with the Tomlins and the guys like that, you have to find
you got to
somebody
stop
around.
him. You got
Well,
to give
you
up
have
no
to be. You
points. You
can't.
got to
Arthur Smith isn't what you need. Essentially, you're not.
no.
Your offense does not need to be aight to win. It has to be good. It
Yeah,
has to be. It's not.
yeah.
You're gonna win games having an aight offense. You're not going to win championships having a bad offense anymore. The rules changed all that. So
The last, so with that point being made, with the playoff structure basically being decided, right? Who wins the Super Bowl?
who wins the Super Bowl? Well, leading into it, I'm gonna go ahead and say, give me the Rams. I like Sean McVay.
Okay, okay, okay,
I almost
okay.
said
Cameron,
Seattle.
Cameron.
I almost said Seattle, but I think
You don't
this.
want my answer.
I want. Yeah, no.
You know what time it is, cuz you already
I
know
just
what
feel like
time it is.
Jacksonville's hot. They're peaking at the
They
right
are.
time. They're
They
hot.
are.
I
They are.
mean, both on both sides of the ball. You guys are talking about offense and defense. And right now, Jacksonville, I feel like, is the most elite team on both sides of the ball right now. The Rams have struggled.
Right.
Maybe the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks did put belt to ass against
I'd
Jacksonville.
I'd throw Denver in the mix because at the beginning of the year their offense looked like shit. Down the stretch, their offense has played way better. Their defense has just been hit a little bit.
Yeah.
I like
Doing
that as
enough.
far
They're
I
doing
like that as
enough.
far as a balanced team because it's the same thing with Jacksonville, where I felt like
Mhm.
at times your defense carried you, and then your offense has showed that they can come along for the ride. I think
Yes.
yeah, hey, you saying Jacksonville, stand on it, pause.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I mean, if Pittsburgh gets in,
I
bro,
wasn't.
we winning the whole fucking thing.
I wasn't. I mean, y'all know this. I've been saying since the beginning, Jacksonville would win, 10 games, make the playoffs, whatnot. I wasn't Super Bowl Jacksonville, but with the way they have played in the last probably 5 or 6 games and the way they went up and handled business in Denver, I was like, okay, I think maybe, they have a really good chance. I don't think they're one of the top two teams. The Rams, I like the Rams. The Patriots, I like the Patriots. I just feel like they are peaking at the right time.
I think
Call-
we're about to see good on good football, and
Mhm.
anything can happen every week.
The
Yeah.
world is finally balanced. The Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, so
That's
it's
right.
It's
wide open.
we're just like the WWE. We're looking for our next Cena. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And I mean, I don't know who it is. I hope it's my
In the
Pittsburgh
words of
Steelers.
Bart Scott, can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. I'll leave the followers of this. Duval.
Du-
Duval.
Is it a question? Is it a question? Duval?
Duval.
Duval?
I'm gonna
Bro,
put.
Liam Cohen got me fired up. I'm not even gonna lie, man.
Hey, if you
Like,
made it this far, I'm gonna leave the listeners with this. I just put in a Prize Picks lineup, and if it cashes out, I'll cash app somebody $10 if you made it all the way through.
Okay. Give us the lines, baby. What we got?
Oh, don't worry, you're not on in it. You're not a follower,
Oh,
a
shit.
listener. Shit.
Well, hold on. Okay, say it again. Say it again.
I said you don't get nothing of this, my guy. You're not a listener.
Oh.
I ain't telling you my lineup. Fuck off.
Man, I'm trying to cash
Do
in,
your own.
baby.
Do
I'm
your
trying to
own.
cash out.
All right. Well,
I'm trying to cash out.
I'll screenshot it and send it to you.
I'll just send it in the group message. All right,
bet.
that's fair. That's fair. That's
All
fair.
right, bet.
I will leave the people with one thing. You see my background? You see it? People look at it. Look at
Keep
it.
to
All
it.
right, here's the thing. Obviously we're not going to make the playoffs. Let's just go out and compete this last game, okay? 60 minutes for the rest of our season as far as the Miami Dolphins are concerned. I just really appreciate everybody listening, everybody tuning in, everybody, posing questions that we do get. If you don't listen, start.
Facts.
Our takes are crazy. We're good peoples though, so keep tuning in. We're gonna keep doing this thing, all right? Maybe one day we'll get a studio space, and then it's game over for y'all. Okay, it's game over. That's what I'll leave the people with.